attempt to provide any perspective whatsoever. The guy on ABC News, for example, says the word tonight dozens of times throughout every broadcast. We get it, David Muir. You're on at 6:30. Jeez. Ratings for all news broadcasts are cratering. The internet now dominating information flow. And let's face it, TV news is essentially boring. Is it not? Back in a moment. Bill O'Reilly here. If you are stuck in a timeshare you no longer want, my friends at Lone Star Transfer can assist. Over the past 15 years, the family-owned company has helped more than 30,000 owners break free from their timeshares. They'll provide a guaranteed solution to exit your timeshare. So please call Lone Star Transfer 833-594-0079 or visit LoneStarTransfer.com.
I pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance.
That is the Morning O'Reilly Update. More analysis later on.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by Connor Roofing. You can count on Connor for all your roofing needs. Visit ConnorRoofing.com. That's CONNER Roofing.com. Vic Porcelli.
Come on, you're Italian. You understand.
Every day is a busy day all of a sudden.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Tough and smart, and I love Italian, so, he's definitely Italian.
At least I have this show to come and talk about it and let some stuff up.
What kind of a show are you guys putting on here today?
The Vic Porcelli Show.
Good morning, Friday, freedom fighters. Good morning, Kenny Williams.
Good morning, Vic.
How you doing, baby?
Good, man.
All right. It's Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday.
And it's funny, yay, Friday weekend, yeah. Oh, we have a weekend of ice and snow to look forward to. Fantastic. All right, David Stokes will be along in a little bit. A couple of things we want to talk to him about. Commander Connors at 9:25. I want to play some of the testimony from Jack Smith yesterday.
Yeah.
With Larry and see what he has to say. And Jim Jordan just did a bang-up job. Susie Moore at 10:05. What are you watching? With our great friend Kathy KAISER. We're going to replay a segment from the show this morning with Chance Gotch from KMOV. He's a meteorologist. And some information we're going to need for this weekend storm. Yeah. God, I hate it. You know how much I hate it.
Yeah.
Kimberly Jones from LA Juicy Seafood. Oh, my God. That's at 11:05. Chat box, we'll have audio clips. Ken, who is doing the Pledge of Allegiance this morning?
From Ed Choice in the Show Me Institute, it's Michael McShane.
All right, Michael, go right ahead, sir.
Absolutely. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you very much. So everywhere you go, no matter where you are, people are talking about this storm.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen and how much snow and is there going to be ice and is it going to be all one storm, one snowfall or two? Turns out it looks like it's going to be two starting tomorrow. And it's going to be said, 1 or 2 inches, no problem. Oh, wait, a couple hours later, 10 more inches after that.
Yeah, possibly a foot or even more. They don't even know.
Do you remember in your lifetime a foot of snow?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. When I was a kid, there was more than that. When I was a kid, there was a time I remember where the car up to the hoods were covered.
That must be 1978.
It was somewhere around there, yeah.
Because I see a lot of posts from people. Remember the storm of 78?
Yeah.
But this is, when I first got here, I was watching Channel 5's first news channel I just kind of clinged on to. And you remember Mike Richards, right?
Oh, yeah.
He was talking to the anchors after he did the local forecast. And he said there's going to be a snowstorm this weekend on the East Coast, and they're going to measure it in feet, not inches. And he was right. It was like 3 feet of snow. 3 feet of snow?
Yeah, I just remember that, I don't know, my parents, back then, snow wasn't a thing no matter how much came down because they had their chains or they had their snow tires. They had the spikes in the tires. I guess they don't offer that anymore.
I don't know. I don't do anything. My 4-wheel tires, my 4 tires. That's it.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the way everybody thinks now.
Yeah.
That's why we're probably like we're. I don't want to say we're wussified, but we just
we're
don't.
Wussified.
We
No,
don't deal with weather the way we used to. But.
I don't. So let's keep our ears open for the terms batten down the hatches and hunker down.
Hunker down, everybody.
Hunker down.
And what I would say is just a little PSA here is load your trunk up with covers and some water, maybe some power protein bars. Just some things to have with you. You just never know if you're going to have to get out there and you get stuck in it. You don't know. Most likely, everybody who's not wanting to drive will not. But you know what? Emergencies happen, and so you should have that stuff available.
Absolutely. That's a good tip.
Thanks, Vic.
Good bad weather tip, Ken Williams. All right, let's talk about some municipal policy. And the Show Me Institute's heavyweight champion of municipal. I got to start.
Policy.
I cannot mess this up. The heavyweight champion of municipal policy, David Stokes. Good morning, champ.
Good morning, gentlemen.
How are you?
I'm doing great. Just getting ready for the storm, like everybody else. Enjoying Ken's helpful tips there.
Helpful
Absolutely
tips.
true.
Well, thanks, Dave. I appreciate it.
That's what I think the new feature is going to be. Ken's helpful tips.
PSA.
Yes. All right, let's talk business here. You want to talk business, Mike? Let's talk business. That's my Mo Green. Okay, so there's a Missouri bill that'll limit local building codes. Now, when you hear that, well, we don't want building code. That's like cutting corners, isn't it?
Well, it's not eliminating local building codes. I think my understanding of the bill is it's just placing some limitations on local building codes, and this is good. Building codes are really out of control.
Oh, okay.
And especially the worst example is in Kansas City, where they've put new electrical regulations on the building code for various newfangled environmental purposes that have really increased the cost of building a house in the Kansas City area. So we haven't seen that worst example in St. Louis yet, thankfully, but that's what the bill is really trying to address. So it's not getting rid of local building codes, but I absolutely think that the building codes and the various codes have gone too far, and people, you don't think about this, but trust me, like industry groups use codes to try to benefit themselves and increase their profits. And the clearest example of that is in St. Louis several years ago. The fire sprinkler industry tried to get a law passed that every new house built in St. Louis County would have a sprinkler system in the house. Well, this is just completely unnecessary for fire safety. It's one thing to have those rules in apartment buildings with multiple units, and that's fine. But single-family homes should not require sprinkler units. It adds tremendously to the cost of a new house. It does very little for fire safety. If people want to add them into their new house, by all means, let them go. But that was just one example of an industry using codes to advantage themselves sort of quietly behind the scenes, or trying to in that case. And you have that all the time. And there's this, the electrical industry in Kansas City, or parts of it, have passed these new, much more complicated codes out there. And it's really increased the cost of a house. Like, we want low-cost housing. We want young people to be able to afford a house, right?
Yeah.
Well, codes that are too complicated and too expensive are bad for that. So that's what this bill is, and I think it's great. I entirely support it. It also makes an important change, allowing for not high rises, but sort of mid-rise apartment buildings to have one staircase instead of two. There's been a lot of research that shows these two staircase requirements add tremendously to the cost of like apartment buildings, sort of 3- or 4-story apartment buildings. And I think switching to one staircase requirement is just fine. There's plenty of evidence it's just safe. It's plenty safe, as that New York does not have a 2-staircase requirement. And there's more apartment buildings in New York than anywhere else in America.
Sure.
So that's two things in this code. And I have always, Vic, rejected the argument that, we should leave that up to local government. The state has no say here. Local government is influenced by all sorts of interest groups, just as other governments are. And the idea that nobody shows up for these code meetings to participate in your local government. It's all dominated by the industry groups. So I'm perfectly fine with the state bossing cities and counties around here, and I think it's a great bill.
As long as safety is not compromised, right?
Right. But you know what? Right. And there's nothing in this bill that's going to compromise any safety. That said, people have this idea that, I don't care if we add $1 million to the cost of a house and over the next decade in America save one life. It's worth it. We'll spend whatever the money, no matter how much. And then you forget that there are dangers to people not being able to afford a home.
Right.
When you do all these things to make housing so expensive that people can't afford them, especially newer, safer homes, well, because you made it so complicated, you force people. There are people who can't afford a home at all,
right.
or you force people to stay in much older, and maybe perhaps much less safe homes. So there's a problem with the attitude. And I'm not saying you have it, Vic, but with some in industry who say there's no limit to how much we can put every code and make every safety thing in every house ever. And that was sort of the argument with the fire sprinkler thing.
Yeah.
Like, well, it'll if it just prevents one fatal fire, well, if it adds $25,000 to the cost of every new house in St. Louis County, you're going to have people living in older, more dangerous homes because of that, and that's going to lead to problems.
Yeah,
so you do have to look at it from both ends.
Yeah, I totally get that. I just hear the word code, and I'm like, uh-oh, is this built to code? And that's the first thing you think of, right? Is this a safety issue, right? It's what most people think about. All right, let's move on.
And I would say the final thing is, I would say the codes in most of Missouri that we had 20 years ago pretty much addressed all of the important safety issues, those codes. All these recent code changes in the last 10 to 20 years, this is where you get just making things super complicated for the benefit of people in industry. The older codes, and I'm not going back 100 years, you go back 20, and that's what this change in the state legislature does. It simply says changes since like 2010 can't be mandated for electrical codes, because this is the new stuff that's making homes in Kansas City too expensive for people.
All right, let's move on to the NGA. We talked a little bit about this last week. Now the lender says they want $116 million for properties near the NGA. Eminent domain coming into play here, right?
Absolutely. So the city, Paul McKee's Northside Agency, they asked $116 million for about 1,700 homes around the NGA. These homes, most of these properties, a lot of people don't live in them. Those aren't 1,700 families. A lot of them are vacant. I mean, the majority of them are highly dilapidated Northside housing. The idea that the total value of them is $116 million is preposterous. The city of St. Louis had the right response to that, which is that this demand is so insane we're not even going to negotiate. Like, it's beyond reality to say that those homes in that area have a net worth of $116 million. It's insane. So the city is now, they're not talking about 1,700 homes, but they're moving forward with eminent domain for about 90 homes right around the NGA that they need for that project. This is a legitimate use of eminent domain, and as you and your listeners should know, I'm not a fan of eminent domain abuse,
right.
But this is a legitimate use. And I have a blog post up at showmeinstitute.org that talks about the history of Paul McKee's Northside program and how it was us at the Show Me Institute and my old colleague Audrey Spalding who have been fighting this project for almost 20 years now. And everything that we said, everything that Audrey said almost 20 years ago has proven true. It's been a total disaster. And remember, Paul McKee's demanding $116 million from the city for these houses. Taxpayers funded these houses when he bought them. He bought them with enormous state and local tax subsidies, and now he's demanding, more money from taxpayers. So he'll still get paid for the homes they take the eminent domain, but the whole project has been an absolute disaster. And to just be a perfect example that subsidies and government planning and tax incentives are not the way to revitalize things. As much as North St. Louis, it's been a difficult area. For much of it's been a real hard area for a long time. The North Side program was just a disaster.
Okay. Let's handle this last one in a couple of minutes here, Dave. The O'Fallon City Council rejecting an incentive package tied to proposed sports complex. What's going on up there?
Well, there's a plan, and it's also interesting that O'Fallon last night rejected a moratorium on apartment buildings. So that was very good. That was a very bad idea in O'Fallon. That was just last night, and there's a post story on it today. But this was a week ago. I testified not so much on this project specifically, just against tax subsidies in general. And at least so far, it always remains to be seen what happens in the future, but they voted against these tax subsidies for this new youth sports center. And when people hear youth sports center, I don't want people to think of a park or someplace for the kids of Fallon to come and play. This is a youth sports complex designed around travel sports and club sports, not the type of thing just any kid can participate in. These are very expensive travel teams not for everybody, for club teams, and it is a private business. And the idea that the taxpayers of O'Fallon should have been subsidizing this project for the next 20 years was insane. So at least so far, they've rejected the tax subsidies for this proposal, and I certainly hope that continues. This project deserves it. Needs tax incentives like I need a hole in my head. It's a preposterous. O'Fallon is the fastest growing city in the state of Missouri, and the idea that they use tax subsidies as much as they do, and they've been using them way too much, is insane. So hopefully this will be a good step towards stopping that.
And like you say, travel teams, not every kid's good enough to be on a travel team. You gotta have a level
or
of
can afford it, right?
Or can afford it, right?
Or can afford it. This is not something for just the kids of O'Fallon or the kids of St. Charles County. This is for, and look, I get it. My kids play some travel sports. We're not as into it as some families, thankfully. But I know this game. I know this industry. This is a for-profit business and deserves no tax whatsoever, no tax subsidies whatsoever from the people of O'Fallon and St. Charles County.
All right, fair enough. That is the Show Me Institute's heavyweight champion of municipal policy, David Stokes. Thanks, champ. We'll talk next week.
Stay warm this weekend, everybody. Use Ken's helpful tips to be safe, and everybody have a safe, warm weekend.
Okay. Thank you, Dave, so much.
See you, David.
See, Ken's helpful tips. He's looking for some Ken's helpful tips.
I think it's a good idea.
So yesterday on Capitol Hill, Jack Smith testified in front of a committee, and it's so funny, Ken, depending upon what you're reading, what publication you're reading, Jack Smith got his ass kicked, or Jack Smith was just great yesterday.
Yeah, schooled them or something.
Yeah. I'm on the Jack Smith got his ass kicked yesterday side of that equation.
I think so.
Yeah, so we'll talk to Larry Connors about that. Let him hear some of Jim Jordan's absolute grilling of Jack Smith. That's next on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL, #1 for live and local conservative talk.
Stream the Vic Porcelli Show at NewstalkSTL. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
My son has not made money in terms of this thing about, what are you talking about, China.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's NewstalkSTL.
With the weather the way it's going to be this weekend, lots of snow, like a foot of snow possibly. That's not the time when we want to think about our trees, right? But listen. If you're going to stay home and you're not going to go out because the roads are so bad, you might as well strike up a conversation with the missus or the mister, depending upon which of those you are, and say, so what about these trees? Once the snow goes away and it starts to get a little warmer, should we call Stan Clement? And then if you're asked that question, yes, we do. We get on to rootsplusllc.com and we find out exactly what he can do with our tree as far as saving it, because they have this proprietary system with the nutrients that they, inject in there.
And you got to love the nutrients.
You got to love the nutrients. And they'll try to save that tree, do everything they can to save it. Okay, so let's just say, in the unlikely event the tree can't be saved, then what? Well, the money that you put towards saving the tree will go towards removing the tree. They're good guys. They are honest guys. Stan's are super conservative.
Oh, big time, yeah.
Super conservative.
And that's what you want to do, is you want to give your money to somebody who's like-minded.
Yes, I think I totally agree. Also, honest, and does good work.
Well, of course.
Right?
Of course. That's the prerequisite
And
here.
he fits all those.
Yes.
Yeah. Stan Clement, Roots Plus. Get him at RootsPlusLLC.com. RootsPlusLLC.com.
19 and 94.1.
I have to tell you, if this is how they're going to behave, I'm rethinking my position.
News Talk STL.
I'm Dr. TJ, owner of the Institute of Natural Health, co-owner of Optimal Nutraceuticals, and the host of Wellness One. Wellness One is designed to cut through the nonsense and provide you common-sense, science-based information regarding health and wellness. On the show, we discuss topics like thyroid health, gut health, hormone optimization, and many others. Our show airs Saturdays at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. and Sundays at 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. right here on NewstalkSTL. And you can visit us at inhstl.com. That's inhstl.com.
Free speech is alive and well in America right here.
It's about time somebody stood up for true American values.
What this country needs is some backbone.
Finally, a president who wants to make real change.
101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show.
I'm gonna grab a bite to eat. You want like a sandwich or something?
What kind of sandwich ain't too fattening?
I have a sandwich.
On News Talk STL.
Memo from Turner, Keith Richards, and Mick Jagger. Okay, good morning. Welcome to it. Ken, I don't know if you can feel it. I mean, I know you know me very well. We work very closely together. Can you feel the anxiety coming out of me?
From the moment I said hi to you this morning. It was something. There was something in your voice. I was like, okay, he's a little concerned.
Because my head says, well, what if this storm decides to come early at noon as soon as Vic gets off the air?
What if? That's what you do, is you what if everything.
I shouldn't what if, I guess.
Not so much.
Well, here's a guy who's not afraid of anything. He is Commander Connors.
St. Louis. It's Commander Connors' neighborhood.
You bet. Good morning, Commander. How are you?
Good morning, gentlemen. God bless you.
God bless you, Commander Connors.
We wanted to get your opinion because you have been following stuff like this forever. Yesterday, Jack Smith, who spied on members of Congress, that Arctic Frost thing.
Yeah.
He testified in front of, that's the Judicial Committee, I believe.
Correct. It's Jim Jordan's House Judiciary Committee.
Yeah, right, House Judiciary Committee. And Jack Smith testified, and I think that Jim Jordan just ate him up. But let's hear it and then hear what Commander Connors has to say.
Still, at one point, Smith told the elections team he wasn't ready to give up on Hutchinson's account. Ultimately, however, Trump administration officials uniformly, fiercely disputed her accounts under oath. Prosecutors on your team told Smith they wouldn't want to use Hutchinson as a witness in court, and Smith agreed. Are Carol Leonnig and Aaron Davis, who wrote this, are they lying?
My recollection is that I certainly had not made any final determinations about who we were going to call.
And that's the point. That is the point. The fact that they used her in a primetime hearing and you won't rule out using her, or didn't rule out using her, putting her on the witness stand when everybody knows she wasn't telling the truth, that says it all.
Yes.
That's the degree the left and Democrats were willing to go to get President Trump. Putting on the witness stand someone everybody knows is making it up.
Yes.
Everybody knows that.
Yes.
And you were willing to do it. By the way, you know how many times Cassidy Hutchinson was mentioned in their report, the January 6th report? Any idea, Mr. Smith?
I do not.
185 times. Someone that the whole country knows wasn't telling the truth, and you were still considering putting her on the witness stand because you had to get President Trump. And everybody can see that.
So, Mr. Connors, my question is, and that's good, we can laser focus on the testimony of Cassidy Hutchinson at the January 6th hearings. So, first of all, she was lying, but I believe she was put up to it.
Sure.
So, do you think she should be held for perjury, or just the people who put her up to it?
I'd put her on and charge her with perjury and see if she wants to get out from under it by rolling over on those who were pushing her. That's what I'd like to do. And Jack Smith was, of course, he went in there, he was going to be defiant and defend everything he did. And one of the things Jim Jordan brought up, he said, you know, you did not tell the judge what you're doing. You went about this the wrong way. And then you went into the Mar-a-Lago, contrary to the FBI Washington head said, don't go in without notifying Trump, or at least if you get there, notify his attorneys before you go in. And then the ransacking of the First Lady's boudoir and Barron's room, the 16-year-old going through his room. This was a complete gutting effort to destroy Trump, period.
I agree. So when she testified that President Trump reached for the steering wheel inside the Beast.
Right.
Physically, that couldn't even happen.
No.
She wasn't there. It was hearsay to begin with.
Exactly. And he would be seated in the back of the Beast, which is a good 8 feet away from the steering wheel at the minimum.
Boy, they really made her tell a story that is just not believable.
But they think, and unfortunately, they've got a lot of dumb idiots out there that will follow along and say, oh, my God, he tried to grab control of the Beast and drive it to the Capitol.
Oh, my God.
So this is what we experience from the mainstream media on a daily basis, Mr. Connors, because here's what happens. They take Democrats, they take rhinos, for example, and they question them. You know, you're a Republican. What do you think? And I think Trump's bad. You know, and then they bring in the little guy, the little 5-year-old up in Minneapolis, for example, and they just make him just like a cute little guy. What are they doing to hurt this poor little guy? And then 185 times they use Cassidy during the hearings, knowing that it was a lie. I mean, this is so telling about the left, the Democrat Party.
But once they start selling it, they will continue to push it, and something else comes along, and they can deflect from it. Like that 5-year-old, I assume you're talking about in Minneapolis the other day.
Yeah.
My daughter even sent me a message. She follows a lot of stuff down in Florida, and she said, if they could have held him and turned him over to relatives or somebody, why'd they have to arrest him? I said, they didn't arrest him.
No.
Detain and arrest have become interchangeable words. He was being held till someone they could properly vet was related to him that would be taken custody. But more importantly, as they stopped to get his dad took off running. He abandoned his 5-year-old child.
My biggest problem with this whole thing is every single day an American gets arrested and
Yes.
kids get taken away.
Yes.
I mean, they get sent to family services probably or something like that.
Until somebody can properly claim them.
Okay, calm down. That's all they're doing with this little guy.
You think they can't get any lower, but these guys have no moral standards.
None.
And they have no shame.
Okay, so a couple of things here. Well, I'll mention one Minnesota thing, and then I want to get back to the J6 thing.
Yes, sir.
ICE is looking for illegals all around the country.
Correct.
But yet, we only hear news about Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that weird?
Mm-hmm.
What the hell's going on?
You know, there's a piece of video I saw yesterday, and I do not know. You have to be so careful nowadays with AI. It's 2 officers trying to get a woman or somebody driving an SUV to stop, and they back up, and they run toward them and actually hit one of the officers and backs up again, and they're hollering, get out of the car, get out of the car. Guns it again and runs them, and they are up on top of a mound of ice that's piled up.
I saw that.
They knocked the guy off the other side. I mean, that could have killed him. The other officer opened fire and shot the guy. I think that was fully legitimate, but I haven't been able to verify if it does exist as an AI computation. We have to be so careful nowadays if we're trying to be legitimate that everything we're using is truly legitimate.
There'll come a time when there's a certain way to say it. There's a certain way to say, this could be AI. This could, it'll be a much.
There are some things I noticed the other day that they will put at the end AI produced.
Right.
That's good.
Right.
I think it should be mandated if it's AI produced.
I think there should be legal action against those in the media that don't put that and then have that type of AI in their videos.
And they know it.
And they know it,
Yes.
and they put it on anyway.
Yeah.
I saw that video, and Vic, this cop was hit, and he
Twice.
flew.
Twice.
Well, the one flew though. He just
the same.
the
I
car
looked
hit
at it
him.
again. It was the same officer they hit the first time, backing up and coming at him again, and now he's scrambling up, and he gets hit off the top of the ice over and the other officers.
Where
opened
was
fire.
ICE?
We don't know. The
okay.
video is very limited.
Yeah.
All right, so that's my question about, ICE is all around the country, but only Minnesota is a problem because Minnesota is the problem child of the United States.
Right.
Back to the J6 hearing.
Yes, sir.
Cassidy Hutchinson and her false testimony. I understand this was not a court procedure. This was not a court of law, but yet there was no one to speak or testify on behalf of President Trump.
Yeah.
Literally nobody.
At that moment, but then later you had two members of his Secret Service detail say that didn't happen.
Right, but the big prime time ABC
Yeah. Oh, no,
tonight
no.
after the Love Boat.
You
we're gonna-
can't, what do you want to do? Play fair? Come on, Vicky.
They're just so bad. They're just so terrible. They're just so terrible.
I get
All
sick
right,
of it.
so did anybody see this guy Fallon, the officer Fallon, yesterday at the hearing?
Yeah.
First of all, is there no decorum on how you should dress when you're at
He looked nasty.
a T-shirt about fighting Nazis and tattoos up and down his arm,
On his neck, his face.
and he did the when you cough and you say, you know what I mean?
Right.
He did that
With the F word.
with the F word in it. Then he almost started a fight with one of the representatives. He's going too far. Larry, you're a poker player. He's overplaying his hand.
Yeah, but he's following the lead of Hunter Biden. You could do that stuff.
And the representatives, Vic, clapped when he was being escorted out.
Yeah.
The whole one side of that building or that room clapped for him leaving.
Yeah.
Or with him leaving.
I really want them to stand in front of us and explain why you were willing to support child molesters and rapists being kept in our country.
Yeah.
Tell me why.
Right.
And do you have a child? Do you want them to sleep with your child?
Yeah. I just, the 5-year-old kid story, Today's Show opened with it, lead story.
And they had to debunk it immediately, didn't they?
Well, they didn't.
Oh, they didn't?
That was this
No,
morning at
no.
7 o'clock. They just ran it like it was the
Well, I'm
truth.
glad I didn't watch that. I'd
No, it
already
was
been
the
on
truth.
fire.
Larry Connor's commentary is another one coming up at 12:03 and 3:30 this afternoon. Tonight, 6 to 8. What's the story behind the story,
The
Larry?
story behind the story, which is, a feature we've introduced for the 6 o'clock hour only. And last night, it dealt with, the other day, the plane glider crash out at Lambert that killed the mayor of St. Louis. But last night, or tonight rather, we're dealing with the Army releasing toxic chemicals over the city of St. Louis, predominantly the black neighborhoods.
Is that the one that Josh Hawley is fighting for right now?
That is one of the issues. Yeah, he's partly in that as well.
So this plane crash that killed who did the plane crash kill?
It killed the mayor of St. Louis at the time. We were having a company here was building gliders, and so they all went up in a glider, and it got up to a certain altitude, got released from the tow plane, and the one wing just folded up against the fuselage.
When was this, Larry?
This would have been 1943, 44, somewhere there.
I was kind of young then.
You were.
All right.
Very.
I was going to be on the plane, but no, I'm only kidding.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We'll be listening tonight.
God
6 to 8
bless.
o'clock.
God bless.
Commander Connor's Neighborhood.
God bless you, Commander Connors.
I don't know. Can you feel the anxiety, Larry? Can you feel the anxiety exuding from my
I felt
body?
it when I walked in here.
Jeez.
Right?
Yeah.
I just can't anymore. I can't do it. All right, lots to do today. A story that intrigues me a little bit. The FCC saying that late night hosts have to have some guests on that are not quite so liberal, right? Is that basically the gist of
I
that
think
story?
so, yeah.
So we got to watch what we wish for, right? Otherwise, we're gonna have to have stupid lib turds on Greg Gutfeld.
Right.
I love them. I'll take them.
That's next on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Then I see you down in San Antone on a hot and dusty night. You were eating eggs and Sammys when the black man there drew his knife. Oh, you drowned out you in Rampton as you watched his
Like and subscribe to us on Rumble. News Talk STL.
gentleman, the one that we all call Kurt.
This is Dr. Bonner Cohen. You are listening to Vic and Ken on News Talk STL. They're great.
remember you in Hemlock Road in 1956. You're a faggy little leather boy with a smaller piece of stick. You're a lashing, smashing hunk of man. You're sweat.
On the next Larry Connors USA.
Today, story behind the story when the U.S. Army targeted St. Louisans with a toxic chemical.
Larry Connors USA. Now, weeknights 6 until 8 on NewstalkSTL.
Tony Colombo here for Gutter Pros and Exteriors, your all-in-one service team that brings years of experience and quality that's affordable right to your doorstep. Christine and I discovered Gutter Pros and Exteriors when we bought our home and inherited a gutter problem. And they've also repaired siding damage on our home because along with gutter repair, gutter installation, and leaf protection, the Gutter Pros team are also the best for repairing other exterior damage, including fascia, soffit, and all siding repair and installation. Learn about all the ways Gutter Pros and Exteriors can help your home or business right now at gutterpros.com.
Streaming TV is where it's at. It's not about cutting the cord anymore. That's old news. It's all about your customized TV options. With the best and cheapest high-speed internet and your own TV subscriptions, we've got your dream TV lineup. Between wired and satellite internet and TV, you now have tons of options. Save money and get more internet speed and better TV today by calling the Whole Home Connect. We scan your location and offer you the best TV and internet options. And we always have specials and promotions. So when you call, ask about that. Take 5 minutes of your time, make this free call now, and learn how to save money and get better internet and TV for your home anywhere in the U.S. Make this simple and free call now.
800-257-1632. 800-257-1632. 800-257-1632. That's 800-257-1632.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show.
My mammal died shortly before I left for Iraq in 2005. And when we went through things, we found 19 loaded handguns.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
God bless Mammal.
Mammal.
J.D. Vance's Mammal. All right, so
we got a visitor.
Hold on. Don't get ahead of me.
Thunderstealer.
Ken Thunderstealer.
Did you not think I was going to say that?
I didn't know. I wasn't sure.
I was going to miss the 6'8" guy sitting in the studio.
Sorry, Vic.
What I was going to say first was, unlike the mainstream media, when we make a mistake, we like to admit it, run a retraction that people will hear, because the mainstream media does it on page 36 after the one ads,
Right.
And the personal columns. So I mentioned that I said Mike Richards from KSDK, but it was Bob Richards, right?
That's right, Nick. Thank you for clarifying that. I mean, Vic.
What's a good word that rhymes with Joe? Derogatory.
This is Joe Rush, by the way.
Oh, yeah, sorry, Joe Rush, one of the big shots here at the radio station.
Yeah, real big.
So back then, I moved here in 1993, and like I said, Channel 5. Here's why. Actually, when I saw your 24-hour news source, News Channel 5 is what they would say. And I was like, oh, my God, this is great. News 24 hours. I thought it was like a, headline news all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, gullible. Nice. Okay.
Well, at least updates or something. But
well, do you think it's weird now that they're in your old space?
Oh, they are, aren't they? They're in the
iHeart studios.
I wonder where they are. What floor?
They're in the iHeart space.
Oh, wow.
Man. The ghosts of
Vic Porcelli.
So, here's why I got confused, because it was Mike Bush, Bob Richards, and they had commercials. I like Bob and Mike. Remember those commercials?
Wow, you remember all that.
Wow, man, you're old.
No, I do now, but you've had to mention
No,
it.
absolutely remember that. It was great. Weather guy, sports guy, and they crossed over. It was really good. They did some really great stuff back then.
And young people might not know that Mike Bush was just the sports guy. He wasn't the anchor like he is now. And then everybody started doing it. Steve Savard did it, and Rennie Knott did it. But anyway, I said Mike Richards, and it was Bob Richards. Mike Bush is alive and well and flying whatever he flies.
Well, I don't know that he flies anything, but that is a good point. Thank you so much.
So Bob Richards got caught in some kind of crazy sexual story, and he went to the airport with the intention of killing himself and ruining a good plane, like you say.
Well, that's rude. I can't believe you would say something like
Oh,
that.
my God.
but-
Did he just say it?
No. What do you mean?
Oh, my God.
If it doesn't happen on the air, it doesn't happen, Vic. You
That's
know
right.
that. But as I said, I worked with Steve in D.C. during that time, and that was when the height of Steve in D.C.'s, popularity here in St. Louis, and it was really wrongfully put on them that they had killed Bob Richards, which is just totally preposterous. But when you have as many skeletons in the closet that Bob did, it was a shame. I mean, he was a troubled fellow, but God rest his soul.
So he went to the airport, got in his plane, flew straight up, and came straight down.
Yeah.
And I remember in the early morning hours of the newscast on Channel 5, it just said plane crash at Chesterfield Airport. I guess they didn't realize who was in it yet. And my wife said, I think Bob Richards just killed himself. Somehow she got through all of that.
Wow.
And said, I think Bob Richards just killed himself, which is exactly what it was. So I'm sorry I said Mike Richards. It's Bob Richards. It's Mike Bush. It's Joe Rush. Get out of here now.
Listen, why don't you take the next couple days off, Vic? Thanks.
Thanks. Do I have to leave the house at all?
No.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joe.
That's fair.
Yeah, that was fair.
Okay.
Bob Richards. Okay, got it. And I didn't say anything because I really didn't. I was there with you.
Where?
Mike Richards.
Oh, yeah, that's okay. I do blame you, but that's okay.
That's all right.
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm okay.
So Bob Richards, and I believe Bob Richards, and that wasn't his last name, by the way. That was his, air name.
Right.
But I think he was from my hometown in New Jersey, Bloomfield, New Jersey.
Really?
Wouldn't that be a coincidence?
That would be.
I think it is. I'll have to double check.
It's a good thing you don't fly.
What's that supposed to
Well, you don't. In fact, you hate flying.
I do hate flying. I hate heights. I hate flying. And by the way, I hate snow and ice.
You do, a little bit.
Well, here's one good thing, okay? With 12 feet of snow, possibly, I can just take Chino and throw him into the yard, and he'll land.
Disappear in the snow?
Disappear in the snow. Well, he'll have a heart attack and freak out for sure. All right, so, Ken, the story about the FCC here. It says that late night and daytime shows need to show audiences views from both sides of the political spectrum. Because, as you know, The View, Jimmy Kimmel especially, I don't think any more especially than Stephen Colbert. Both of them just love to have liberals on. And they're saying that they should have more conservative views on these shows late at night. How do you feel about that?
Well, I think they should because they have certain FCC-regulated stations, by the way. That's what these are, what we're talking about here. They get certain, I think, tax benefits that other companies, like cable companies, don't. They get benefits about many things through the American people that other stations don't, so therefore they should probably be more equal. I think they should anyway, but we just kind of grin and bear it.
Ken, I think you just said the magic word, cable. Because when I saw the story, I was like, no, what's that mean? Gutfeld's got to have a bunch of liberals on? But they're cable.
Right.
They're not regulated by the FCC.
And same thing with social media. You can do whatever you want on social media. It's kind of like the wild, wild west. I personally am a First Amendment absolutist. Okay, I just think that take the bad with the good and go with it because this wild, wild west thing that they keep saying that the social media is, for example, I think it's great because you know where the bad people are when they open their mouths.
Mm-hmm.
If you try to, diminish that, if you try to do like what the UK is doing and say, well, if you say this, you're going to be arrested. Well, then they go underground. They're still doing the same thing, but you don't ever hear from them. With the FCC thing, I think it needs to be if they benefit in any way, shape, or form by the American people, then they need to be regulated that way.
So then, does this just mean the comedy shows, or does this mean? Well, no, that's cable again. I'm sorry. Cable doesn't fit into any of this, right?
No.
Okay. So here's the problem for comedy shows in quotes: Kimmel, Colbert, and Jimmy Fallon to a certain degree. I don't think he's nearly as bad as the rest of them. But I think that seeing conservative people on these shows, nothing's going to be funny about that. And I don't. Maybe they don't care because what they're doing now is not funny.
Yeah, I mean, I don't watch it because it's not funny. I mean, even if it was like hilarious, with making fun of Trump and making fun of other people on the left. Saturday Night Live used to be really good at this, and I used to watch it because they would do everything to everybody. I mean, I love the skits with George W. Bush.
Yeah, sure.
For example.
Yeah.
But they don't do that anymore. And it's almost like you're watching something, especially like on Saturday Night Live, or Jimmy Kimmel especially too. You'll think, oh, I'm going into a funny skit, a comedy skit, and at the end of it, you're like going, what the hell happened here?
Yeah.
It wasn't entertaining. It wasn't funny. And then you got people that are clapping and not laughing.
Yeah.
There's a big difference there.
Totally.
Right?
I totally agree with that 1,000%. But also, when you are hosting a show like that, you're supposed to be funny, right? I mean, the whole landscape has changed. Johnny Carson was funny. He
Yes.
made fun of everybody.
Yes.
Jay Leno made fun of everybody. And then all of a sudden, Donald Trump comes into the world, and making fun of him is more of a priority than being funny.
Right.
Because they're not funny when they do it. Now, I am biased, of course, like everyone in the United States. I'll say that too. I don't think anybody out of 350 million people is not biased. Everyone is biased. So the monologues that they do, that's the real fail because they're trying to be funny. They're trying to be funny, saying Donald Trump this and Donald Trump that. And now people like Seinfeld, Conan O'Brien is saying, freshen up your act. Saying F Trump every night is getting so old and not funny.
It's just not funny. And the thing is the wokeism is what I think is killing comedy, and it's killing television that way. And I mentioned something that they benefit. The answer from ChatGPT, at least, major network television corporations do receive benefits that most other businesses and the public don't. They're not usually direct cash handouts, but they get structured regulatory and economic advantages that are extremely valuable. Here's kind of a breakdown. It says, free use of public airwaves, must carry and transmit consent rules, transmission and consent rules, ownership and market protection rules. I know we don't have time for all this, but I just wanted to go down with the headlines. Advertising and tax advantages, emergency and government access with perks, regulatory capture and influence. In comparison to others, it's just there's no contest. So they receive all this as network television. They have an obligation to be equal and fair on the airways, as far as I'm concerned.
How about government-funded broadcasting like PBS and NPR?
Well, if you're government-funded, you have much more of a responsibility to be equal. And you know what? There's an argument there that they're even less. You'll see education. They quote unquote, they put the headline in there, the education show, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's all left leaning.
So, no, there's no doubt. And, the New Yorker Radio Hour with David Remnick.
Yeah, right.
But 60 Minutes, let's take 60 Minutes, not a comedy show, not a late night show. But if you watch 60 minutes of 60 Minutes, 40 of those minutes or more will be the underlying theme that Donald Trump is terrible. Even if it's about some opera singer in Australia who's finally getting the chance to say, oh, but Donald Trump doesn't like opera, so she may not be able to sing anymore.
Right.
I just made all that up, but that's not something they would do.
No, that is exactly right, Vic. But they have the freedom of the airwaves for free, by the way, the networks do. And so I just think they have an obligation to be more fair. And they're saying this statistically, and this goes over year, 93 to 97% of their programming is left-leaning.
Yeah.
Their news, and when we talk about just pure news, when you say, we're the news organization of America, okay, 93 to 97% of that programming, the news, is left-leaning.
But here's the problem. They'll say, no, we're not.
Okay, but that's fine, but we can prove it. They do it every day. You have independent groups that say, we've been monitoring them for X amount of months or years, and here's what we've come up with.
Who's going to say that?
These are independent groups,
okay.
Like the MRC, Media Research Center.
Yeah.
And we have guests on all the time about what they do, and that's what they do. Yes, they're more conservative. Those are more conservative, but you've got other people that I do believe are just independent. They want to see fairness in the airwaves.
Those people, fine, but there's no way that the mainstream ABC, CBS, NBC will ever report that.
No, they're going to have to somehow. They're going to have to be forced. We talk about this all the time with trying to maintain the First Amendment rights of everybody, and at the same time being fair. And then we came up with the idea, because of Trump primarily. President Trump sued CBS and others, and he's getting money in return. I think if you take money from them, they start to get a little anxious.
And he's proving that they're terribly biased,
which has been proven that they are.
So the Iranian protesters stole my idea because they took over a television station in Iran and started broadcasting the truth about what happens in that government.
Okay.
And of course they were captured and killed. So there's a consequence that goes with it. But that was my idea. Get somebody smart to hack into a mainstream ABC, CBS, NBC newscast and say, hey, they're lying about this. This is what really happened. And then just send it back to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm sure you can hide your IP address and all that stuff to do it, right?
Oh, yeah.
And not get caught. So...
Well, we talk about. I've actually talked about the news desk, the America's News Desk. They're on Sinclair Broadcasting here in St. Louis. It's on at 7 or 6. It's on up until 7 in the morning. After 7, it's all the other stuff.
Yeah.
But then 5 p.m. and 10 p.m. they broadcast, and it's just news. It's them getting into the weeds about the cabinet of President Trump. They talk about things happening internationally. I mean, they don't do a lot of local, but this is where you can get the just the information that you need to find out what's really happening around the country and around the world.
Yep. So Saturday Night Live broke the equal time rule when it featured Kamala Harris during the campaign and not President Trump, and that forced NBC to give Trump airtime on NASCAR and NFL events, which is fine. You know, it doesn't have to be on Saturday Night Live. It'd be great if he did, because before he ran for president, he was in so many sketches.
Oh, all the time.
Did you ever see the ones like, how much for the car? Like this lady's in the garage. How much for the car? And he gives the money. My kids are in the back seat. How much? How much for the kids? I'll buy them too.
He was hilarious. He did cameos on movies all the time.
Home Alone.
Until the moment he said, well, I'm a Republican. Oh, you are a racist.
Yep.
You are a terrible person, human being.
We'll see what happens with this. I'm going to enjoy seeing Jimmy Kimmel sit down with Jim Jordan. That's going to be a blast for us anyway.
And let us know what you think on the streams. Just put a little note in there for us for the chat box.
Yeah. All right, our great legal mind, who also happens to be the deputy managing editor of RedState.com, Susie Moore. She is next on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL, number 1 for live and local conservative talk.
Whoosh.
Yo, this is Vic. Vic for Vets is proudly honoring our veterans. Every Wednesday at 11:05, you'll hear about that day's honoree and their incredible service to our country.
Hi, it's Ken. You want to nominate a veteran? Send their name, service information, and story to me, Ken, at NewstalkSTL.com.
Brought to you by Alamo Military Collectibles, Gemini Wealth Group, and Heroes Care.
Together, let's celebrate the heroes in our community, Vic for Vets, where honor meets gratitude.
Why are you going to work? It's Sunday.
It's a brand new show on News Talk STL. JC's Sunday Showgram.
Sunday mornings, we tell behind-the-scenes stories. This week, it's the time a blizzard trapped a bunch of us inside the radio station for 4 days without provisions. Also, one of the biggest debacles in St. Louis television history that included Saturday Night Live, all brought to you by the Weber Automotive Group.
Sunday mornings, 7 to 9. Then podcast each Monday on NewstalkSTL.com. Tim Jones and Chris Arps in the afternoon.
Louis Gohmert, he's a former congressman.
Bob Gibson.
Oh, yeah.
Pitching for the St. Louis Cardinals in the World Series. And so I snuck my transistor radio in my shirt and had the little earpiece into my ear and tried to keep my head turned where the teacher wouldn't see. But was listening to the World Series in class.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps. Weekdays at 4 on News Talk STL. KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Bellefonte, KNBS Bowling Green. This is News Talk STL at 101.9, 94.1, and always streaming at NewstalkSTL.com.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. From New Mexico to New England, people are hunkering down for a huge winter storm, packing snow, sleet, freezing rain, and bitter cold. Just what you get depends on your location. In any event, it's expected to last through the weekend. In Atlanta, hardware store manager Louis Payne says he's having a tough time keeping ice melt in stock.
We had about 275 to 300 pieces, individual pieces, and it's all gone.
Backup generators are also a big seller.
Bought a Honda 3200 watt generator. Have been looking at generators for years, and it seemed like this was a good time, being that we have a storm coming in and potentially power going out.
About 160 million people are under a variety of watches, warnings, and other winter storm alerts. Tens of thousands of pro-lifers will be on the march today in the nation's capital. It is the annual March for Life.
Roe versus Wade was repealed almost 4 years ago, but march organizers say they'll keep holding the event in hopes of cultivating a culture of life in the country. Hundreds of thousands of children continue to be aborted every year, and abortion pills are proliferating in all 50 states. March for Life says their goal is, quote, not only to change laws at the state and federal level, but ultimately to make abortion unthinkable, unquote.
Correspondent George Williams. Visiting Minneapolis the other day, Vice President Vance says peaceful anti-ICE demonstrators have nothing to fear from the Trump administration. However, if you storm a church or assault a federal agent, Vance says, we're going to use every single tool we have to bring you to justice, put you in jail. Watching Wall Street, stocks are mixed. The Dow is down about 300, make that 231 points, while the NASDAQ 136 higher. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Have you noticed losing weight is harder than it used to be? You're eating better and exercising, but the scale barely moves? The real problem isn't willpower, it's metabolic dysfunction. And standard dieting just makes it worse. PhD Weight Loss has helped thousands fix the root cause of stubborn weight. Take their free metabolic assessment at fixmyweightloss.com. Fixmyweightloss.com. It's quick, personalized, and shows why your body is resisting weight loss, so you know exactly what to fix. Visit fixmyweightloss.com. That's fixmyweightloss.com.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/Mike.
This hour of News Talk STL is brought to you by Rodney and Jen Wallner and the entire Wallner home selling team at Berkshire Hathaway. Call them today at 314-810-SOLD. 314-810-SOLD. From the Michaels Flooring Outlet Weather Center.
Meteorologist Shan Scotch with your first alert forecast. We're going to be tracking temperatures continuously dropping throughout the day. Highs close to 13 degrees, but feels like temperatures below zero. Then into Saturday during the mid-morning hours, we're tracking widespread snow potential. That's going to ramp up Saturday night into Monday morning. We're going to be seeing some pretty impressive snowfall totals, making dangerous travel conditions widespread across the area before the cold and the snow pushes out as we head off into early portions of next week. From the First Alert 4 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Shan Scotch.
Vic Porcelli.
Come on, you're Italian. You understand.
Every day is a busy day all of a sudden.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Tough and smart, and I love Italian, so, he's definitely Italian.
At least I have this show to come and talk about it and let some stuff up.
What kind of a show are you guys putting on here today?
The Vic Porcelli Show.
All right, hour number 2 on a Friday always begins with Smoozy Q.
Oh, Susie Q, baby, I love you. Susie Q.
I'm the boss. How about that?
I should have listened to Susie more from the beginning.
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right about that.
Good morning, Susie Moore.
Oh, well, that would
Good
help.
morning again.
How are you?
I'm good. Chilly.
Can you feel the anxiety exuding from me?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. What's? Are you worried about the weather?
Yes.
Oh, just slightly, Susie.
This is not my bag, okay?
Okay.
Snow.
Well, go home and
ice
hibernate this weekend.
Yes, I'll do that. I can do that.
No,
Yeah.
he's pretty good at that, actually. And one good thing is if Vic can't get in here on Monday and I can, then we're going to have Vic from home.
That works.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
I might do the same thing depending
the
on
basement.
how bad things are on Monday morning.
Yeah,
We'll see.
yeah.
All right, so let's start with chill out.
Mhm.
I asked you what that was about before we got on the air. I said that's the weather, right? And you're like, well, no, it's snow and ice, right?
It is about the weather. I mean, that's what's top of mind for everybody right now because this is ginormous winter storm Fern that's about to hit us. But it also is kind of making a play on words because we just had Jack Smith testify yesterday regarding Arctic frost.
Mm-hmm.
And everything up in Minneapolis is going on, and it's over ice. And the people that got in trouble for invading the church, might want to put some ice on it. And so I was just making some kind of fun, punny, wintry jokes on top of the storm situation.
I love puns, love wit, love it. So let's talk about the storm. A foot of snow. I don't remember a foot of snow here for 30 years. My first day on the job, it was like a 17-inch snowstorm, and that was bad. And then in 82 was the real big one where the snow was over the car. You just couldn't even find your car.
Oh, yeah.
So this is one of those things where I guess I'll just have to, ride it out. I just got to get home. See, remember when it snowed last time? It was, snow's not going to hit for a while. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Show.
That was it was like midday, and it got really yucky.
Oh, yeah, I got stuck in that.
Hey,
that's
this is not what you said.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I had that little interaction with my friend where he was trying to get in, and I said, he goes, "Oh, you're so cool. You're so cool."
Don't get it. You'll make me curse, Ken.
I can't do it.
Don't make me curse.
And Susie, we were talking about this earlier, and we mentioned the 70s. In St. Louis, there was a storm apparently in the late 70s, but I think our Vic Heads were saying 82.
Well, there was two of them.
Yeah, 78 was the ice storm.
78 was a really bad one, and 82 was a really bad one. I got a whole week off school. Totally remember that.
Yeah. Nice.
The earlier one, I remember my mom taking a sled down to the grocery store. Like, she dragged a sled so she could drag the groceries back up the hill up Baxter Road.
Wow.
So no, I remember both of them.
Okay, all right.
Because I can't believe he's coming up again. This is not intentional. Bob Richards, we talked about Bob Richards this morning.
Oh, okay.
The
yeah
forecaster from Channel 5 for years.
Yeah.
In 1993, I was here by myself because my wife, was still in the house in Jersey and all that. And I was watching him. And he said, there's going to be a storm on the East Coast. They're going to measure in feet, not inches. He was right. It was like 3 feet of snow. It was terrible.
Yeah.
I wasn't there.
I mean, the storm earlier this year that kind of came up in the middle of the day, we got like 7 inches of snow. I mean, that was a lot of snow, actually. It just melted pretty quickly because it got warm quickly.
Right.
So just, are you stocked up on food?
Yeah. Oh, come on. We're Italian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even if we're not, we'll make something.
So go home and hibernate. You're going to be fine.
Caddy and I went out last night to Deerberg's, and we got toilet paper, milk, eggs, and bread. So we're good.
I did the wrong thing last night.
Yeah.
I did my shopping earlier in the week. Last night, there was a couple things that I was like, I'm already out and about. I'll stop by Deerberg's real quick. Just grab those things, even though I knew it was going to be a madhouse. And it was. And there's, people with carts everywhere. Although everyone was actually being very nice. But I was able to kind of dodge around them because I had just a basket and I was just picking up a couple of things. But they've moved everything around. They're in the middle of reconfiguring their store, the one that I go to.
Oh, no.
So I was like, well, the coffee's like 3 aisles over from
What
where
are
I'm
you
used to
doing?
getting it. Like, this is not the time to be doing this.
No.
Sorry.
I saw a great meme. The caption was, "Winter storm, oil on canvas." It was a gallon of milk and a loaf of bread. And what else? Bread?
Eggs.
And then it does an egg.
Got to do the French toast.
Oh, I can't wait for that tomorrow.
there you
Actually, that's
go.
going to be fun. All right, so let's talk about the church in Minnesota. Hey, you know what? We can play something.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Can we hear number 2?
Yep.
Because I hate this ass
person.
Go.
Yesterday, I went into a church with Nakima Armstrong and I protested these white supremacists. The pastor of the church is a f***ing ICE leader in the city.
As you can see, all these pretend Christians, all these comfortable white people who are living lavish, comfortable lives while children are dragged into concentration camps. So, Pam Bondi, you want to come and arrest me? You want to come and give me charges? So be it.
Hey, he got his wish.
Okay.
He FA'd and he FO'd.
Just so everybody knows, it was such a great feeling to see it, too, because you heard the video and it made you so mad to see this video of this guy, this scumbag
What a
that lies.
joker.
Every word out of his mouth was a lie, by the way.
Uh-huh.
And he was doing it in the church while when he was talking about these white supremacists living in a lap of luxury. He's walking and looking right at them with the video camera. It was disgusting. And then he got arrested.
I 100% agree with you. But he's a joker, and he's a joker from way back. I mean, like, this is like his shtick is to be as obnoxious as he possibly can. I think he got like dishonorably discharged from the army for stealing.
That shocks me.
Yeah, I mean, this is not a good guy.
No.
And he just, showed that on the video, and now he gets, to claim his martyrdom because he's been, being prosecuted for it. But good,
I have two questions.
Mhm.
Are children being kidnapped and thrown in concentration camps?
No.
Okay.
Not in the U.S.
As a journalist, as a reporter, you're telling us that it's not happening?
I'm telling you that is not happening.
Okay.
Is the pastor of that church the head of ICE or one of the leaders of ICE?
A pastor in that church is apparently a supervisor for ICE.
Oh, wow.
That's the whole reason that they targeted that church. Now, he has the same name as a supervisor for ICE.
Well,
we
let's
think
thank
it's the
him
same
for
person.
his service then.
I haven't been able to independently verify that it is the same person. It is enough of an unusual name that it probably is the same person, but
That's
it's
okay.
like,
It's not doing anything bad.
no, absolutely. But it's just, like there's plenty of people that, serve their churches and also have another day job, and that happens to be the overlap here.
But here's my biggest problem with all of it. They make it sound like it's bad. Like him being a pastor and then working for law enforcement. Oh, my.
Well,
he's a pastor and he's working for law enforcement.
Well,
How
right,
bad
because
is that?
ICE to them has now become the poster child, if you will, for like the Gestapo, for the Nazis. It's just one and the same that all blends together. There's no nuance there. There's no understanding of, what our laws provide for or what the people that are serving our government or serving as federal law enforcement officers are actually doing.
And that's why I want us to daily remind everybody that ICE is law enforcement, and law enforcement must be respected. They're law enforcement.
And they respected him just fine when President Obama was, in the White House, right?
We played audio of it. We played audio of the media being in the cars with them and going through Chicago streets and saying, see, they here's what they do, and they explained everything, and occasionally something happens where they make a mistake and they'll actually arrest an American, but that just happens, and then they let them go and everything's fine. That's the way they reported it then. Now, if they get someone who's an American citizen, they're done. They're Nazis. Makes me mad.
So Don Lemon,
yes,
was in the church with that guy William Kelly that you just heard.
Biggest name in the room.
Oh, and I'm sorry. One more thing about William Kelly. Yeah, come on, Bondi. You want to erase me? You want to arrest me? Come on. Oh, put my hands behind my back. Okay. Right? You asked for it.
She did the perfect as you wish.
Yeah, as you wish, protester. So Don Lemon said he didn't know that was even going to happen. He just happened to walk in because they were walking in with enough coffee from Starbucks for everybody, by the way, just coincidentally. So my question to you is Don Lemon protected for his First Amendment rights as being a journalist, but keeping people from their First Amendment rights of freedom of religion?
No.
Could you expand on
Look,
your answer?
I realized as I said that you maybe were still continuing to say something, so I didn't want to completely cut you
that's
off.
very nice of you.
Oh,
So go
very
ahead.
nice.
No.
His First Amendment right doesn't trump somebody else's First Amendment rights. So here's the thing. Being a journalist doesn't cloak you with some added special immunity. Now, if you are covering something journalistically, you're there with a camera to document, and you're interviewing people, you might be less likely to be found to have been actually violating. For instance, in this instance, they're talking about the FACE Act, which prohibits interfering with a church service, that sort of thing. If he had shown up, had a camera on it, kept the camera on it, asked a couple people questions, got out of the way, he might have a stronger argument that he wasn't actually conspiring to interfere with the service, but just documenting it. But he didn't do that. And yes, anybody has a First Amendment right to protest, to do all those things, but there are limits to that. You can't just interrupt somebody else's church service. You can't go on private property and demand that everyone, attend to your needs and interfere with theirs. I guess there's two aspects of it. Being a journalist doesn't cloak you with just complete immunity. You still can't be breaking the law. And he wasn't acting as a journalist in the process. He was actually acting as an activist because, first of all, he joined up with them ahead of time. He knew they were going to go into the church. He went into the church with them. He was grilling the pastor who was asking him to leave. And then he was grilling some other patron or some other parishioner, grilling him. And so he wasn't just, he was actually participating. He was arguing with them over whether or not the protest was justified, that sort of thing. So he wasn't doing any of those things. So I think he is going to be subject to prosecution, yes.
Now, a judge has said that he can't.
That's not exactly right.
Well, you're the legal beagle.
The magistrate judge that was presented with the opportunity to sign off on an arrest warrant declined to do so. All that said was the judge said, I'm not comfortable signing off on that. That's not a final determination, and that's not the only way that a person can be prosecuted. Prosecutors could file an information against Don Lemon, or they could seek an indictment from a grand jury. So there's other avenues that they can pursue, and I suspect that they are pursuing. And so that's,
So you would suspect that they would be pursuing, but I don't. I have a weird feeling that they're not.
You're incorrect. I can tell you with certainty that they are.
You really?
I can.
Because I would be pleasantly surprised if they did.
I have been able to independently verify with someone who would absolutely know that they are.
I love that, Vic.
I forgot what we were talking about. They are
well, no,
what?
Don Lemon.
That they are what?
Pursuing
him.
Yeah.
Okay, good. That's all.
Yeah, they're not just saying, oh, the magistrate said no, so boom, that's it.
Oh, you'd think that I would want to say that I'm not wrong, but I'm glad.
No.
I am glad you're saying.
Yeah,
that
I know.
To me.
I'm thinking about how I can present that.
Okay,
I have
kids.
to.
I'm the grammar school teacher now.
Yes,
Kids,
sir.
kids,
Yes, sir. Yes,
settle
sir.
down, simmer down now.
I'm sorry.
My question is a church public or private?
It's private property. They're usually welcoming to all.
Yeah, right.
Doesn't that make it public?
No.
I'm not. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
No. I mean, okay.
dare you.
Like.
What'd you say?
How dare you?
Well, she looks at me.
No, I know.
She looks at me like I'm the one that went
Hey,
to law
Vic,
school and I'm
what are you
making a
saying, mister?
mistake. I'm the fat Italian from New Jersey. All I'm saying is
Those aren't mutually exclusive.
They're not.
There's some fat Italian lawyers from
There
New
are?
Jersey. Yeah.
Oh, I'll be damned. But you got to read, right?
That is one of the prerequisites.
So much words. Every page is more words. But this is the argument that I'm seeing on television. It's a private building, but it has public offerings.
Yeah. Okay. So people are confusing those terms. All right. So the fact that a business or a building is open to the public, meaning you can access it, it's not someone's home that you have to knock on the door to go in, doesn't mean that they don't have the right to ask you to leave when you're interrupting their operations. This is technically a public building that we're in.
Yeah.
If someone shows up and is haranguing us and interfering with us carrying on our business here, we can ask them to leave. They are now trespassing when we've asked them to leave.
Okay.
They don't have the right to interfere with our operations. So just because something is open to the public and you don't have to have a key code or a specific invitation to walk in the door doesn't mean you get to just take it over.
I wanted to switch a little bit to something she mentioned about the FACE Act. Are we good?
I'm done.
Okay. You mentioned the FACE Act and how it has to do with religious. I guess. What is it? Oh, just explain it a little bit, because I want to ask you about how the Biden administration used that against conservatives.
The FACE Act has two components to it. One is to prevent you from interfering with for instance, reproductive health clinic, Planned Parenthood, that sort of thing. That's what it was originally, the genesis of it was. But in order to get it passed, there was a second provision that said, okay, you can't interfere with a reproductive health center. You can't block the sidewalks. You can't prevent people from accessing it or harass them while they're trying to access it. Well, you also can't do that to people who are worshiping, who are exercising their First Amendment rights in their church.
Oh.
It's two different paragraphs of the same act.
Okay.
So Keith Ellison, Mr. Attorney General of Minnesota, apparently didn't read paragraph 2. He only read paragraph 1.
And that's why I was so confused because of him primarily. And I'm thinking, wait a minute.
Don't follow his advice, legal advice or any.
Yeah,
he
none
know
of
what the
them
hell he's talking about.
No, he's just trying to protect his own stuff.
One other aspect of this, other people have mentioned this. I didn't originate this, but I'm pretty sure there were some journalists who were actually at the Capitol on January 6th documenting it, not actually participating in the protest part of it and just documenting it, that got prosecuted. So
yeah, that's
just
true.
saying. And that is a public facility, the Capitol.
Is that a precedent?
Well, I mean, it's not necessarily a binding precedent in legal terms, but it is a precedent. We've seen it happen.
All right. We'll see what happens. You mentioned reproductive health. Do you have to say it that way?
Because that's how it's phrased in the statute.
Doesn't say abortion.
No.
It says reproductive health.
Who wrote that?
Wait a minute.
Well,
wait a minute. They call it reproductive health, and they're not reproducing anything. They're
right.
doing
Well,
the
definition
opposite.
their definition of health is no reproduction.
So why? I know I'm being a great big baby here, but why are they allowed to put reproductive health in the FACE Act?
It's a statute.
When it's not what it is. It's not a reproductive health building. It's an abortion place.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Well, I mean,
was that done for political correctness, or I mean, it's not accurate. It's not accurate.
He's getting mad at me.
He's
No,
getting
I'm not
he's
getting
a
mad at
little
you.
he's a little on edge. The snow thing's really getting to him.
See, you can see the anxiety coming now, right?
know.
So you can feel it.
No, and I understand what Vic's saying right now, but I think in her defense, what she's thinking about also is
Well,
also
she didn't write it. I'm not made it.
no,
her.
it's her. It's her fault. It's her fault. No, what I'm saying is that those buildings that we're talking about, they're not just abortion clinics. They do have reproductive services.
That's true. That's true, too. Now, this is an act that was written in the 90s, but it was created by Congress, and it was created, obviously, the push for it was coming from those on the left who wanted to protect abortion facilities from people protesting outside of them.
Yeah.
That was the genesis of it. But even then, they were using the more sanitized term of reproductive health, just like gender-affirming care, just like all those things where you're basically, kind of doctoring up what something really is.
Yeah, I guess you're right in that. But when you hear people on the left say reproductive health, they're not talking about what you're talking about.
Well, like I said, they're defining health as not reproducing.
Then call it non-reproductive health, not productive. I don't know. I'm done.
No, I get it. Totally get it. It's true.
I get the sense that Vic is frustrated with the way
Susie,
people twist words.
Yeah, you're right. Like the Inflation Reduction Act.
Hello.
Yeah.
Like the Affordable Care Act. Sorry, can't afford it.
I get you. And you know what? There's someone on the left right now screaming about the fact that the one big beautiful bill wasn't big or beautiful to them. So.
Yeah. All right.
That's true.
Sunday. Oh, man, I love this. Sunday at 4.
Sunday at 4.
Who's coming up this weekend?
This weekend we're going to have Jennifer Oliver O'Connell and Strife, Bill Cruz.
Right at Red State Radio with Susie Moore. All right, now for a Ken Williams production called Ice. Susie, thanks.
Thanks, Susie.
Ice. Yo, VIP. Let's kick it. Ice. All right, stop. Collaborate and listen. Ice is back with my brand new inventions.
Ice. You cannot simply waltz across our border and live here illegally and expect to stay. ICE is out there doing the jobs that they swore an oath to do. ICE, and they are removing public safety threats from our communities every day. ICE.
Ready to go.
We are going to enforce our nation's laws.
Yo, man, let's get out of here. Word to your mother.
ICE.
Ready to go.
ICE.
Ready to go.
The largest mass deportation operation in American history of illegal criminals. ICE.
Ready to go. Ready to go.
Ken Williams Productions. That's what it should say at the end. If that were a
Thanks,
video,
Vic.
you'd have to put Ken Williams Productions on the bottom.
Yeah.
All right, our friend Chris Cooper from Serenity Wealth Management. I was thinking about him yesterday on the way home when there was much less anxiety within me because there was nothing planned for weather-wise yesterday. Today will be a different story, but I guess I'll get home. I promise I'll get home. So, but I was thinking about Chris and the way he likes to have a conversation. So he's not going to ambush you, right? You walk in, hey, how's your 401k? How's your IRA?
Yeah.
Let's diversify and all that stuff. He's going to say, hey, how you doing? Yeah, good to see you. He may even say, hey, good to see you.
Good to see you.
You never know. So and he eases you into the whole thing because I don't think anybody is comfortable walking into a wealth management company and talking about their money and their savings, and you don't want to get yelled at or your finger in your face. You should have saved more money. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And another thing, too, is I inquired from another company one time, and they badgered me after that for months. And Chris won't do that. He, he doesn't like say, "Oh, okay, give me your email address and your phone number, and I'll call you back," and then never let you alone.
He's got a great radio show, too, Sunday mornings, 9 o'clock. It's called Serenity Wealth Now.
Full of fun with finance.
No, it's not.
It's a big feature of that show.
Damned. And his new book, The New Holistic Retirement, is available for free at SerenityNowTax.com. That's SerenityNowTax.com. Serenity Now! It's Chris Cooper.
Investment advice offered through Fortis Capital Advisors.
Serenity Now!
Ronald Reagan once famously said, "Government is not the solution, government is the problem." When it comes to economic growth, government can be a roadblock. With red tape, regulations, and subsidies, government stifles entrepreneurship and also props up businesses that deserve to go under. Unlike government, free markets encourage risk-taking, freedom to succeed or fail. Governments shouldn't be picking winners and losers, the market should. Free markets benefit the business owner and the customer by encouraging competition. Free market enabled a young man named J.C. Hall selling picture postcards in Kansas City to turn his idea into Hallmark cards. In St. Louis, the free market made it possible for Adolphus Busch to turn his father-in-law's local beer into the world's largest brewery. A free market also means you get to send your kids to the school of your choice. Learn more about free markets at showmeinstitute.org. The Show Me Minute has been brought to you by Show Me Institute and Show Me Opportunity.
Need promotional products or apparel for your business? Look no further than Blue Sky Promotions. This woman-owned, locally operated company in Bridgeton specializes in anything and everything promotional. From branded apparel and uniforms to custom giveaways and marketing materials, Blue Sky Promotions has you covered. Whether you're looking to stand out at a trade show, build brand awareness, or reward your employees, Blue Sky Promotions has the solutions you need. Visit BlueSkyPromotions.com or call 314-739-3531.
News Talk STL.
All the information I need on the drive to work.
Mike Ferguson in the morning. I keep it on throughout the day, whether it's local, national, or something big that's happening overseas.
News, analysis, and opinion.
St. Louis is #1 for conservative talk.
News Talk STL.
It's Friday!
Whoosh. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. Vic and Ken.
These two guys are mad geniuses.
The Vic Porcelli Show on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
That's the first accurate one you've played in a long time.
In a long time.
Two mad geniuses. It's Friday. It's 27 minutes after 10 o'clock on a Friday when 12 inches of snow are coming. But right now, let's just think about movies and what are you watching?
What are you watching?
Well, what are you watching?
What are you watching?
What are you watching?
Is that SpongeBob that says, "What are you watching?"
Maybe.
Okay. Kathy KAISER from Fox 2. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
Hi,
How are
Kathy.
you, gentlemen?
We're
Great.
good. All right, so let's move through these two real quick. I want to talk about one of them.
Okay.
And then we'll talk about what are you watching, like on your sofa
Perfect.
or couch. Do you say
Perfect.
couch or sofa? What do you
Either.
say?
That's
Okay.
fine.
I say sofa.
Okay, I'm with
There you go.
Anyway, 3.5 out of 5 popcorns. Mercy, rated PG-13, with Chris Pratt and Rebecca Ferguson. 2.5 out of 5 popcorns. And these are both in theaters starting today. The Testament of Ann Lee, rated R, 2 hours and 17 minutes. Yes.
Mercy got it done in an hour and a half. Just want to say that.
Yes.
Well, because 2 hours and 17 minutes for something she gives 2.5 popcorns. to?
Yeah.
I'm not, that's my measurement. You know, if
Yes.
Kathy gives it less than 3 stars, then 3 popcorns, I'm not sitting through 2.5 hours. But an hour and a half I'll do.
Right.
So Mercy, my God, the trailers look so good. You have 90 days or 90 seconds or there's something.
You have 90 minutes
90
to
minutes.
save your life.
If you're accused of murder, you have all the you can
Right.
use
He's
all
accused of murdering his wife.
Okay.
And in the world of AI, out in L.A. They have so many criminals and so much crime out in L.A. They put a new AI judicial system in place where their judge, their jury, and if you can't prove your innocence in 90 minutes, you get to die.
Okay, it's nothing like this, but it's I think an underrated film that I used to like, Minority Report.
Yes.
It has little undertones of that in it, sounds like.
It does.
But you don't get to defend yourself, I don't think, in Minority Report.
He has to find a way to find himself not guilty.
Right.
Right.
And in this, that's the law. That's how it goes.
That's the law. That's what happens.
90 minutes. You get 90
Oh,
minutes.
Right.
great.
And Chris Pratt is
Pratt?
a police Pratt.
Okay.
Pratt is a police officer. And maybe he has put someone else in the chair before him.
Oh.
That's all I'm going to give you.
Okay.
Okay.
And Rebecca Ferguson, she was Jenny Lind in The Greatest Showman, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I like her a lot, too.
Yeah.
Okay. A Testament of Ann Lee. I don't care. Can we? What about the monkey movie?
This is 2 weeks in a row. He's like, I don't care. Whatever. They didn't show it to us, and I haven't had time to go see it.
Because the monkeys now in St. Louis never happened. Tell me it's not about the primate movie.
Now, what did Vic say at the very, very beginning of this thing? He said, "Primate. There are monkeys running around that they keep talking about." I think it's to promote the movie. That's what Vic said. And that sounds.
Isn't he always
And handsome. You forgot handsome.
handsome. Right, and handsome.
All right. The
Okay.
Testament of Ann Lee. Go ahead.
Okay, now Amanda Seyfried is the 17th century Shaker prophet per se.
Oh, wow. They didn't like that
so
stuff
they go
back
back
then.
to no. And I will tell you that I saw it during SLIF this year, and I dragged my husband to a few movies during the St. Louis International Film Festival. This we saw at MX Theaters, and he literally wanted to slit his wrist before we left, right? It was one of those times where he said, really? It's not just 2 hours of my life. I can't get back, but I barely made it through that. This film is a musical. It's literally a musical.
Well, I'm out.
Right? Let me throw that out for our listeners. It's a musical, and Amanda Seyfried is fantastic in this role. I was really surprised that yesterday she didn't get a nod for Best Actress because she is incredible. The movie as a whole was,
Yeah, I think that's a shame, Vic. When and Kathy, when you have an actor within the movie that you notice, wow, they really are a standout, but the movie sucks.
Right. Well, there's a lot of critics, especially in LA and New York, that loved this movie, right? Loved it. I just was, no.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong here.
Yes.
Wicked for Good, completely shut out of the Oscars? Is that true?
Completely shut out of the Oscars.
How about that, Ken? I thought you'd be happy to hear that.
Yeah, why is that?
Because it sucks.
Oh, okay. Well, I would agree with that.
He was okay with that.
If I ever
right?
said that at my house with my wife and daughters, they'd be like, shut up.
Oh, it
Right.
sucks.
Just go
Oh,
back.
no, the world lost
Sucked.
their minds
Yeah.
over that.
All right.
Yes.
Netflix, On the Sofa, His and Hers.
Yes.
What's that about?
John Bernthal,
Oh, I
Tessa
like him.
Thompson. Yes, you love him. You want to watch this 6-episode mini series. All right. And you get his perspective and her perspective.
Okay.
Right. And they are married, but they are no longer cohabitating. And there's lots of things happening in their lives. He's a cop. She's a reporter. And you're getting the perspective from both of them, what's happening as this all plays out. And it's kind of a whodunit that you're never going to guess in a million years when you get to the end of it who has been the serial killer in their community.
Nice.
John Bernthal played the Punisher.
I love him in The Accountant, too.
I'm not. Oh, my God, yes.
Yes.
Oh, my God, he plays the brother. He plays,
yes, in The Accountant and The Accountant, too, yes.
But John Bernthal, the Punisher, I'm not a Marvel or DC kind of guy, but I got hooked. I got hooked on this. It's a series, too, with multiple seasons.
Right.
And he also played Johnny Soprano in the awful prequel to The Sopranos called The Many Saints of Newark. That was a terrible movie. Did you like that movie?
No.
Okay, good. Ken?
Oh, I of course am watching British television.
BritBox?
No, well, it's the British baking version. It's the British baking something competition. It's in a tent, And they
Isn't it
they
the
bake
Great Bake Off?
something like that, but
Yeah,
it's the British
yeah.
version.
Mhm.
And I am just we're both immersed in it. My wife and I both, because she loves the British anything.
What's it on? Is it on BritBox?
No, it's on. I want to say something like
BBC,
Paramount Plus, or one of those, like
okay.
HBO Max. One of those. I'm not sure.
The Bake Off. You can go blind from that, you know. So
You
be
can,
careful.
and also Landman. I'm totally immersed in Landman. I'm
You're
in.
still in the first season,
No,
right?
I just got to the first episode in the second season now.
Okay, but we still can't blow it. Okay.
No.
But
it
got so much better.
Oh.
Yes.
Remember I was complaining about the women?
Mm-hmm.
Get through the women.
You got to get through the first
I have no problem
3.
with that because I really don't, not like you do. And I understand why you do, believe me. But no, I'm okay. I can overlook those.
I think
Silliness.
it was a fantastic ending to season 2, and season 3 is a green light.
I believe so.
Is it really?
They're not going to stop it now.
No, and that would be not fair for Billy Bob Thornton to not go.
No, exactly. And the fact that Allie Larder, which I'm really just not fond of her character, I apologize.
I don't think
She's a
anybody is.
fantastic
Yeah.
actress.
That makes her a
right?
good actor. if you
That
know.
does, yeah.
And she fought for that role.
Yeah.
She literally fought to
Like
play
literally, like,
opposite Billy
punched
Bob
it-
Thornton.
Did she
No.
punch-
She didn't punch any casting directors
Oh,
or
okay.
anything. I'm saying she literally did that whole casting process more than once because she wanted that role.
Anybody famous she was up against? Or?
She didn't state that.
That's okay. So
but-
I learned something about Allie Larder. She lives a very low-key life. She doesn't live in a mansion. She drives a 20-year-old car.
Wow.
She donates just a lot of money to charity. She doesn't live like a Hollywood snob. So,
And she's drop dead gorgeous.
oh,
Seriously.
she is. She's the wife.
Seriously.
She's Billy Bob's wife.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So Billy Bob Thornton, I was okay with. You know, I mean, he scared me when you any French fries in there. So I couldn't watch that whole movie because I was just scared. What was that called? It doesn't matter. So, and Bad Santa, I guess, was kind of funny, but I was never over the top until this show.
He's really good.
He's so good.
Yeah.
You guys have to hear him, like I said before. I think he's going to be back at the Lincoln Theater in Belleville this year. You guys have to hear him sing.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Billy Bob Thornton?
Yes.
What kind of music?
Yes.
Country or?
Country rock. He's
I'll be damned.
he's very, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's multi-talented
Wow.
in his little stature.
I love that Sam Elliott is on the show, and I love that they made up and they're not enemies anymore.
Well, how impactful was that introduction? I just saw that episode. The very first time you see, what's his name?
Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott. And
so I just ruined something for you there?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
because I don't want to ruin it for anybody else. But the first time you see him, you're like, wow, he's really acting. It's great.
Yeah, I love Sam Elliott. There's one scene, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but he's asleep in the truck, and you think he's dead because he's old and he walks, hard for more. And somebody grabbed him by the mustache. Who was it that grabbed him by the mustache? Was it her or was it him?
I think it was him.
To wake him up, grabs his mustache to wake him up. All right. I love Landman. And at the end of a series, right? First of all, at the end of an episode of a show, when they run the credits, they shrink it down small, and then they put you can watch the next episode. Well, when the series or season is over, the credits get small, and then a new show suggestion pops up. So that show was The Mayor of Kingstown.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. How is that?
With Jeremy Renner.
I said, I'll give it 10 minutes. I'll give it 10 minutes. If it doesn't, no, I said, I'll give it half an hour. If nobody gets shot or murdered in the first half hour, I'm out. First 10 minutes, the guy gets his head blown off. I'm like, I'm in, baby.
Here we go.
I knew this was going to be the next one. Okay, here we go.
And I like
thought
Jeremy
you had already
Renner.
seen it.
No, I know. I should. I saw ads for it all the time, and something else got in the way or whatever. But, oh, man.
He's drawing.
You mentioned Jeremy Renner, and I remember when he got ran over by that snow truck. I'm just glad he's back.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, he's back.
Yeah.
I mean, because he could have died.
He almost died,
Yeah,
yeah.
he almost died.
He was great in The Town.
Very good.
Right?
Very good.
All right.
Yes. Yes.
Kathy, thank you so much. We see you Thursday mornings, 9 o'clock on Fox 2, right?
Yeah, and then again at noon.
No
Watch
way.
me at noon, so they're listening to you at 9.
Ah,
There you go.
So smart.
She is very
And a
smart.
friend.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yep.
What are you watching?
Okay, so I guess some snowstorm is coming. God, I can't wait to get home. I'm gonna take a sedative and I'm gonna sleep.
Yeah, it's not snowing yet, so you're okay.
we'll replay a conversation that Mike and Susie had with Chase Gotch.
Yes.
From KMOV News on the weather. He's the weather guy. So we'll see, get some good tips on what we can do when it's
Chase
coming.
Gotch, everybody.
And all the time. I think he should have a feature called Case Gotcha. Right?
Chase Gotcha.
Tell you a lie, really elaborate, make it really sound true, and at the end say, Chase Gotcha. I'll let him worry about his own career, but he's coming up next on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home.
It's Friday.
Stream the Vic Porcelli Show at Newstalk STL. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
How dare you!
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's Newstalk STL. Tim Jones and Chris Arps in the afternoon.
At 420, we speak with Zach Smith from the Heritage Foundation. We'll talk about oral arguments in Trump's push to fire Fed Governor Lisa Cook.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps. Weekdays at 4 on Newstalk STL.
They served our country with honor. Now it's our turn to serve them. Join the freedom13.org for an unforgettable gala honoring America's heroes, February 27th at the Foundry Arts Center in St. Charles. A special evening supporting Freedom 13's bold mission, 50 camps in 50 states on more than 50,000 acres, building 650 homes for veterans, police, and their families. Tickets and sponsorship opportunities are available now. Visit thefreedom13.org. That's thefreedom13.org.
Craving seafood but worried it'll be too spicy or break the bank? La Juicy Seafood in O'Fallon has you covered. They're not your typical seafood joint. Choose from 5 spice levels, including not spicy, so everyone can enjoy our famous Cajun boils. Bring the family, doodle on the tables, enjoy the full bar with legendary margaritas, and feel right at home. La Juicy Seafood, 373 Winding Woods Drive, O'Fallon. Call 696-924-9171.
Fox News Commentary with Jesse Waters, next.
New Year's resolutions sound great on January 1st, but January 10th, not so much. This year, there's one resolution worth keeping, getting your finances in order. For many people, that starts with balance, not just growth, but protection too. And that's where Noble Gold Investments comes in. For over a decade, they've made it easy for investors to add gold and silver to their portfolios and reduce market risk. Visit NobleGoldInvestments.com, NobleGoldInvestments.com. Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals involves risk. Consult with your tax or financial professional before making investment decisions.
Here's Jesse Waters.
Sometimes the Europeans think they can run things on their own. We don't know if that's nostalgia or delusion, but it's affecting our relationship. There comes a time in any father's life when they sit their kid down and say, son, you can't keep asking for money. I'm not a bank. Move out of the garage and get a job. The Europeans know they need to grow up and pull their weight. They used to be able to shake down Barack and Biden and flatter them with empty promises and those European accents. And our leaders fell for it because they fetishized the concept of alliances.
Without us, right now, you'd all be speaking German and a little Japanese, perhaps.
The Europeans have a very selective memory. Hitler dominated Denmark, and we babysat Greenland for, 4 years? And we don't even get a thank you.
For more commentary like this, go to foxnewspodcast.com.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show.
I have a theory. People talk loud when they want to act smart, right? Correct!
This is News Talk STL at 101.9, 94.1, 99.1 HD3 and newstalkstl.com.
I see the red light.
I know, man.
And I talk. All right, how you doing? It's Friday on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. I'm Vic Porcelli. That guy there is Ken Williams in the Buc-ee's hoodie.
Jamie made fun. He didn't really make fun. He just goes, it was kind of interesting. He goes, I was wondering why you were wearing the hat and you had the Buc-ee's shirt on with the Bucky with the hat on, the red hat, so it looked like you were imitating Bucky.
Oh, well, who was making fun of you?
Jamie Allman.
Oh, okay.
He thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Not making fun. He was just joking with me.
They're going to make Bucky's is going to make the biggest gas station store that they do in the world. They're building it right now. I forget where it is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We'll go there.
And I know you like the Bucky's.
It's a destination, man. I mean, if you've never done, we've got Wally's here in St. Louis, but Wally's, and nothing against Wally's. I mean, my daughters go there a lot. They like it. But Bucky's is a destination.
And Wally's doesn't sell lottery tickets.
They don't?
No.
Huh, forget
the
it.
hell. They're out.
They're out. Good to know.
Okay, so in case you didn't realize or hear through the grapevine, a foot of snow.
What?
It starts. Don't even start with me, okay? It starts tomorrow, 10 o'clock in the morning, apparently. The snow shall begin, and then it'll stop. And it'll be like an inch or two on the ground. You're going to say, whew, boy, we dodged that bullet.
Yeah.
And then the cannon comes later on in the day. Well, Chase Gotch was on with Mike and Susie earlier this morning, and he gave us some updates.
We're already cooling down right now. We had our first cold front pass through. It's a drier one, so that Arctic air is coming through. So today the main story is going to be the frigid temperatures. I mean, from here on out, we're going to be hard-pressed to see anywhere getting above that 0-degree mark for the feels-like temperature throughout the rest of the day. But then when we talk about the snow, we're just over 24 hours out from about the initial start time. So we're looking about mid-morning, so closer to 9 a.m., depending on that dry air that comes in. That first 1-2 punch, kind of like you just kind of met us with there, will start close to about 9 a.m. That first punch will go until about 9 p.m. But the news is, that first one is going to be a lot lighter. So we're looking at about 1 to 2 inches of snowfall accumulation during that time period. That is not the main one out of this system, but when you combine that with the cold, it's definitely going to be dangerous, especially if you slide off or anything like that with it being that frigid. But the main punch is going to come from about 9 p.m. Saturday night, lasting all the way through about noon Sunday. That's when we're looking at the bulk of this snowfall, looking at additional 6 to 10 inches on top of that 1 to 2 inch we see in the morning. A lot of that starts to taper back off, but not until about noon to about 8 p.m. during the afternoon hours Sunday. That's where we could see up to an additional 1 inch, but it really starts to fall back off. So, yeah, most of that snowfall is going to become to the region Saturday night, lasting all the way through until about Sunday at noon.
Okay, I'm doing a little napkin math there, Chance. So we're talking 11, 12, 13 inches of snow in total?
Yeah, so just kind of to give reference on the area for that, we have our updated snowfall maps this morning. Me and Matt Chambers worked really hard kind of going through here because we're continuing to see everything still pulling further and further north. So when we talk about a east to west line, a imaginary line here, going from Sullivan to Festus all the way to Nashville, Illinois, and south, that's going to be the biggest area. So we're talking southern Jefferson County on the Missouri side of things, 8 to 13 inches plus going to be possible there. Just north of that line, all the way to about Bowling Green. This is including pretty much most of the metro here. We're looking at 7 to 12 inches possible. So anywhere from 7 inches to about a foot going to be within realm for the system as we look off towards the upcoming weekend. Excuse me.
And Chance, it sounds like that first wave, as you said, is just going to be like an inch or two to start things off. Then we get a break, and then that's when the real heavy snow comes later. Is that correct?
Yeah, and it'll be very light at times. I mean, there might be some areas that do see that initial break during the Saturday afternoon hours. But with that said, because it's such a frigid, cold atmosphere, we've been talking a lot this morning. This is the type of snow where, one, it'll blow back on the roads if they clear it, and also with the temperatures, that pretreatment doesn't work too well for the melting. But also, whenever you start to drive on this snow, if you guys ever think about maybe you pull your car onto your driveway and you pull it back off and you notice it compacts really well. Well, this is that type of snow, so it's going to get pretty slick, even to 1 to 2 inches in some areas as we look off into Saturday afternoon. But by Saturday night, the recommendations at this point, it's going to be dangerous. We're telling people if you can, unless it's an emergency, probably be off the roadways until at least we head off into maybe Sunday night, maybe Monday. But even then, we're going to be having some issues with this much snow being cleared.
Yeah, okay, so Chance, I mean, we're trying to tell everybody, listen, don't panic. You know, we'll be back to normal probably by Tuesday when they have time to go through all the streets and everything like that. But if we got to get those last-minute errands done and we're like, okay, we're going to stay in on Saturday, what's really the time frame we should be looking at to, if we want to run to the store and pick up the whatever and that sort of thing? How should we kind of plan the next day or two?
Yeah, Yeah. So today, honestly, I would say just the best case scenario is you don't have to go out at all tomorrow. You could just have a nice little staycation at home, just because once that snow does start to fall, it's going to be an issue just because you compact it more and more you drive on it. So best case scenario is you get out today, you get everything you need to get done so you can be cozy, watch some movies this weekend. I don't know, maybe have a little hot chocolate movie night with the family. Saturday, though, we're going to be looking at, hopefully you're going to be done if you have to be outdoors at all or driving, hopefully by the mid-afternoon hours at latest before we start to see things potentially ramping up.
Now, Chance, where's the light at the end of the tunnel in terms of temperatures starting to kind of ratchet back up and get us maybe into some melting even of this?
Something that allows us to be human again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, I'm still looking. I hate to say it, I'm still looking for that light. I've actually put the totals down a little bit more. Yeah, we're looking at temperatures below freezing throughout this upcoming weekend. Tuesday, we do get closer to the 30-degree mark. We're not seeing too much in terms of widespread sun, so not looking at much melting. But then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, where temperatures are closer back to the teens, overnight lows back towards the single digits once again. So we got a while. I mean, I got to look at the extended forecast, and when I talk about that, I'm talking 8 to 14 days away to see what that trend looks like. But the next 10 days, I don't see a single above freezing temperature for the afternoon high yet. The good news is the one low-pressure system we've been waiting to get on actual board here, which is going to be now making its way through Southern California. It's now on land, which the good thing is that means we have a lot better data because we have a lot more systems that can manage that. Plus, the hurricane hunters actually went out just yesterday and got some information. So our models are going to have a lot better data, which is actually helping us kind of close in a little bit better on the timing for the system and what we're going to be expecting in terms of final snowfall.
Wow. It's worse than I imagined.
A little bit, I think. When he said early on, he said something about it moving further north. I don't think if you look at the way it flows, on the maps, how they're projecting, I don't think I like that.
Okay.
Because it seems like it would be actually more.
Right.
But
I don't know. So Chase Scotch from KMOV with our morning show, Mike Ferguson in the morning, with a good update there. I'll feel much better Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, Monday, I will still be an anxiety-ridden guy. So we'll see what happens. You want to do this or not?
Yeah.
You got time?
Yeah.
It is Friday.
It is Friday.
It is Miller time.
Welcome to Miller Time. It's Miller Time. Miller Time. Miller Time.
Stephen Miller, Assistant Chief of Staff and Advisor to President Trump. And a guy that just, what's funny? The people that hate Stephen Miller, which is the entire left, they put these things on the internet that's supposed to be derogatory.
Right.
And they showed him speaking to a class, I guess. It was in an auditorium from high school.
Right. And
he sounded great then. I mean, if you can speak for an amount of time and not say, which I do all the time, you're not as good as Stephen Miller. All right, so how about the one with the radical left-wing instigators coordinating everything? You want to do that one? Ken, give me a Miller.
Miller Time.
They're very coordinated. They have ice spotters and ice washers. They use chats to communicate with each other, to identify the location, and then they train their insurgents on how to block ICE vehicles, how to try to free arrestees, and then they dox ICE officers, they follow them home, they follow them to where they sleep at night. So again, it's a sophisticated insurgency involving a large number of radicalized, extremist, violent left-wing operators stoked by the Democrat Party.
So, Vic, when they do all this to our law enforcement officers, shouldn't we be doing something about them?
Like what, Ken?
I don't know, arresting them. I mean, when they're putting their lives at risk, further at risk, by doing the things they're doing. And I don't care if it's online or not. This is not a free speech issue.
I get what you're saying, but I think there has to be a level of optics where, hey, we're not looking for you guys. We're looking for the illegals, okay? And there are ICE officers all around the country doing this, but it only seems to be a problem in a state where a kid named Nick Shirley with a phone uncovered amazing amounts of fraud at daycare centers and non-emergency medical transportation companies that has now reached $19 billion. Isn't that odd?
Very.
That's the city where all the turmoil is happening with ICE officers.
Yeah, nowhere else.
Right. Right?
You're right. And then I'll go further. Any sanctuary city or state, they're having issues. In every red state, quote-unquote red state, that is not a sanctuary city or state, they're not having problems.
Yep. All right. Let's move on to another. Here's some more. Stephen Miller. He says it's a military masterclass that's been created by President Donald John Grover Cleveland Trump. Ken, give me a Miller.
Miller time.
Our adversaries no longer have the ability to use Venezuela to export terrorism around the globe. Then the Maduro regime no longer has the ability to send terrorists, cartels, gang members, and drugs into our country, saving ultimately hundreds of thousands of American lives through what we can all agree has been a military masterclass under President Trump's leadership.
It sure has. He's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
We said that earlier this week.
All right. That's Miller time.
Miller time. Miller time.
Okay. I just want to explain myself a little bit here.
Oh, okay.
Especially if you're watching on the streams, you'll notice that it looks like I'm growing the Santa beard again.
It does, yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
not.
you sure?
Well, yes, I'm sure. I don't shave anymore.
Oh.
I go get shaved.
Okay.
At the Baldwin Barbershop.
Look at you.
Ken, I said to my wife, I said, is it okay? Am I like spoiled? Am I being like a dick because I want to get my hair? I mean, I want to get my beard shaved every week. She goes, no, it's like the ladies who go get their nails done every week.
Oh.
So I got the green light from the wife.
Right.
To go get a shave every week.
That's awesome.
So then you're asking, well then, Santa, why do you look the way you look? Because I should have realized it that they would be closed on Monday. And they were closed on Monday because it was Martin Luther King Day. And then I was going to go on Tuesday, and then I just didn't feel like going over there. Same thing Wednesday. And then yesterday I was all prepared to go, so I'm going to go get shaved. And she goes, okay, can you stop at Walgreens for me? And then go over here and say, yeah, you know what? I don't want to go anymore. Not because of what you said. I was going to, and now I don't feel like going anymore. So today, on my way home, I'm going to stop at the Baldwin Barbershop and get my face shaved.
You better today because I have a feeling that if you don't today, it's going to be a few days before you can.
Now, why do you got to say that?
Well, because it's true.
Well, right, but why do you got to?
I have to. Oh, your anxiety's increasing.
Yeah.
Your blood pressure just went up a little bit.
It did. You don't understand. See, you don't understand. I thought you did.
No, I do understand.
I thought we were blood brothers.
We are, and I just pushed it a little bit on purpose.
So anyway, guys, it's great. I'm getting shaved instead of shaving yourself. Do you enjoy shaving?
Do I?
Yeah.
I shave in
Don't
the
even
shower
say
every day.
yes.
No, I do. I just take. I have a whole plan, man. It just takes me a few minutes for my whole head and face. It does in the shower.
All right. You. That's fine. Do what you want.
Okay.
I do
Thanks,
not.
Vic.
I do not enjoy shaving. I hate it, as a matter of fact. And getting shaved, though,
You must not like it. There's another thing too. You know when you have that like long brow in the middle.
Me?
Yeah.
Personally?
And then I say, hey, you got to pluck that, and you're like, no, I have to wait for Jessica to do it.
Well, if the girl who cuts my hair, she'll do it. Kathy Cardwell will do it. She'll shave it. You know?
No, you don't want to shave it.
No, of course, because you want my wife to hurt me.
Right.
Here, this minute.
Jessica, you have fun, don't you, Jessica? You love it.
Whoosh.
Jeffco Patriot Radio.
Hey guys, Billy Crow here from Jeffco Patriot Radio. As we follow the important issues facing Jefferson County, if you want to stay informed on Jeffco politics, especially in this all-important midterm election year, make sure to tune in this and every Sunday at high noon here on NewstalkSTL.
Jeffco Patriot Radio.
If it's a big story in Jefferson County, you'll hear about it on Jeffco Patriot Radio. Sundays at noon on NewstalkSTL.
Hey, Jamie Ullman here. When your car needs attention, trust who I trust. Benchmark Complete Auto in Valley Park. 25 years as a family-owned and operated company, Benchmark is your Napa Auto Care Center for nearly every maintenance and repair, using the latest technology and top-quality parts. Need help with the bill? Well, ask about Napa's Easy Pay financing. Mention Jamie Ullman and NewstalkSTL and get 10% off. BenchmarkAutorepair.com, BenchmarkAutorepair.com.
Looking for a hardware store that treats you like family? Welcome to True Value Schneider's Hardware, your local gem in Old Town St. Peters. For over 100 years, we're proudly serving St. Charles County, providing everything from lawn and garden supplies to plumbing and electrical. Need a bolt or fastener? We've got you covered. And don't forget, we're a steel dealership. Whether you need sales, parts, or service, ask for Charlie or Jerry when you come in. We're here to help. Call 636-278-4461 or visit us online at truevalue.com/Schneiders.
KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Bellefonte, KNBS Bowling Green. This is News Talk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at NewstalkSTL.com.
Breaking news at Town Hall. I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. On the National Mall at this hour.
How y'all doing?
Tens of thousands of pro-life advocates gathered for the beginning of today's March for Life here in Washington, D.C.
Organizers have released a statement saying, quote, even with the wonderful blessing of Roe versus Wade being overturned, the necessary work to build a culture of life in the United States is not finished, unquote. And so the march goes on, starting with a rally today on the National Mall at lunchtime, followed by a walk up Capitol Hill. There are some pro-lifers who will seek to meet with their member of Congress, while others will pray at the Supreme Court.
That is correspondent George Williams reporting. Forecasters say more than half the U.S. population could be impacted by snow, ice, or bitter cold as a winter storm sweeps across the country. And in Chicago, some schools are closed as a precaution. Frank Pereira with the National Weather Service says parts of the South could get as much as an inch of ice.
Unfortunately, when you start to get ice accumulations of that magnitude, we're looking at the potential for widespread tree damage, power line damage, which could result in long-term, long-duration power outages for those areas that are impacted.
The storm expected to bring snow, sleet, and ice all the way from Texas to New England. Former special counsel Jack Smith defended his investigations of President Trump during a congressional hearing on Capitol Hill Thursday.
Appearing before a House panel, Smith testified that he had acted without regard to politics as he led Trump investigations into 2020 election interference and misuse of classified documents. Both cases were dropped. Smith told lawmakers that Donald Trump willfully broke laws in a bid to keep power and that no one should be above the law in our country. But Republicans blasted Smith, accusing him of conducting politically motivated investigations. Greg Clugston, Washington.
More at townhall.com.
Hi, it's Mike Gallagher. Now that we're finally into the new year, a lot of us are thinking about taxes, home projects we've been putting off, ways to get ahead financially in 2026. Now's the perfect time to talk to my friends at Fellowship Home Loans. If you want to lower your mortgage payment, they can help you refinance. If you need access to cash for home improvements or to wipe out high-interest debt, their fixed-rate line of credit is one of the best tools out there. Fast approval, predictable rate, and flexibility to use your home's equity wisely. Remember, many people still qualify to skip their next 2 mortgage payments. Imagine starting big projects or paying down debt with 2 months of breathing room. My family and I have used Fellowship personally. I trust these guys. Take control of 2026. Go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G. fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G. fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G. Or call 800-510-MIKE. That's 800-510-6453. Fellowship Home Loans. Mortgage lending by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers. DBA Fellowship Home Loans. Equal housing lender. NMLS number 819382.
This hour of News Talk STL is brought to you by Stifel, serving investors for over 130 years. Contact your Stifel financial advisor at stifel.com. That's STIFEL.com.
If you're worried about losing your health insurance through Medicaid, we have great news for you. New government regulations have expanded the Affordable Care Act. And now you may qualify to get health insurance for you and your family through the Affordable Care Act. Call now to learn if you qualify. We know the healthcare regulations regarding Medicaid, and we've helped thousands of people find quality, affordable health insurance. Plus, all our research is free to you. So call us. With just one call, we'll shop from hundreds of different insurance companies to find you the right affordable health insurance plan. So if you're worried about losing your Medicaid insurance, call right now. Speak with a licensed agent and find how you may qualify for a new health insurance plan.
800-479-0931. 800-479-0931. 800-479-0931. That's 800-479-0931. Paid for by the Health Insurance Hotline. Is diabetes keeping you from enjoying life's special moments? At U.S. Med, we understand the challenges you face, and we're here to help.
With U.S. Med, I can finally manage my diabetes without it managing me.
U.S. Med offers a wide range of services to simplify your diabetes care. Personalized care plans, convenient access to cutting-edge diabetes tech, and knowledgeable support. Plus, we'll check your insurance so your diabetes care may be covered at little or no cost to you.
With U.S. Med, I feel confident and control of my diabetes. I can finally live my life to the fullest.
Don't let diabetes hold you back. Choose U.S. Med and experience better birthdays, better adventures, better anniversaries, and better everything. Call now. U.S. Med. Better service, better care. 800-515-2380. 800-515-2380. 800-515-2380. That's 800-515-2380.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by the Trolley Stop Bakery, the official bakery of the Vic Porcelli Show. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
For a 3-hour tour, a 3-hour tour. The weather started getting rough.
We squeeze in a dry hump day under partly sunny skies.
From New Jersey to Baldwin, Missouri, two behind the microphone, taking the whoosh to the radical left and the putrid swamp. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show. Here he is, Vic Porcelli.
All right, our 3-hour tour. Third hour about to begin, courtesy of Ken Williams. Dogtown Joe is on the phone. What's happening, my friend?
Well, Vic and Ken, this conspiracy about the 4 monkeys is just getting stranger and stranger.
What's up?
Well, apparently the Department of Health is now saying that the police department is saying they never told the Department of Health that there were 4 monkeys and a goat loose in North St. Louis. But we've all seen the pictures, man. We know there were 4 monkeys and a goat. They've been all over the place, right?
I think that the monkeys were going along the road, and the goat said, "Hey, can I go along with you guys?"
Finish, Joe. Finish what you're saying.
Well, so the theory is that the Department of Health brought in an elite monkey elimination team, and they don't want to tell everybody what they've done to the monkeys and the goat because it's so sad.
Yeah.
And so instead, they're just going backwards and saying that they were never here. But we all saw the pictures, Vic.
Yeah.
We all saw the pictures.
Right. And if there were, the pictures that were definitely not AI.
No.
Right.
You're
no,
right.
not AI.
Hey, I'm telling you, man, they train those monkeys to do things like eating Chinese food at the foot of the arch with Cardinals uniforms on.
You know what they don't teach them? It's just innate tearing your face off.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, Dogtown Joe, thanks for that great conspiracy. We love conspiracy theories.
It's out there. It's out there, Vic.
Thank you, baby. Have a great weekend. Stay indoors.
Bye.
See ya. I like him.
Me too.
Okay, so here's the sketch.
Good. We're going to have a convo now about the sketch.
Have a convo about the sketch, about having a sweet little bevy and some sushi later.
Chat box coming up in a sec. Then we'll do the wheel of audio clips. And then Kimberly Jones from LA Juicy Seafood bringing us food from Fallon, Missouri. Now, this is the plan, and then now this is plan B. If they walk in here in the next 10 or 15 minutes, we'll put them on at 11:25.
Right.
And then do the wheel of audio clips where it belongs at the end of the show. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. That's our audible. So let's start in Facebook land. GMFFVH. That means good morning, freedom fighting Vic Heads. Thank you, Barb. It's time to bundle up, Buttercup. Snuggle up with your honey and enjoy being alive. You know, that's the best part about this is because here's what happened yesterday. I was going to go yesterday to go get a shave. And then I got home. I got some stuff for Jess at the store. I came home. Home is my happy place.
Yeah.
You know, when my wife's there and I'm there and nobody's coming over, I don't have to go anywhere, anybody's house. I don't like going over people's houses. I don't like people at my house.
Okay.
I've turned into an old curmudgeonly.
Codger.
Thank you, Ken.
You know what, Katie and I said we went to the grocery store last night, and she said, I'm going to make homemade soup. We're going to have some cheese sandwiches. I mean, the whole thing, man. I am so excited about that comfort food when it's snowing. I mean, just that moment. That's going to be great. Just her and I.
I love it. I love when it's just Jessica and me. I love it. Amy says, good morning, Vic Head, because my youngest daughter's home a lot.
Yeah.
And when she's not, it's terrible.
Vic, I get it. No, I get it. I've got 2 daughters that come home off and on.
And really, it has nothing to do with her. It just has to do with we're finally at the stage, my wife and I, where we can just enjoy each other.
Right.
And I can drive her crazy, yeah.
And I just want them to know, in case my daughter's listening, that we love you and we love you being home. But we're really finding this nice to be together and just have our dogs and cats and us hanging out.
We love you.
But we love you.
But get out. Good morning, Vic Head Patriots. It's Friday.
It's Friday.
It's
Friday.
Speaker Jones. That was Amy that said that. Tom said, good morning, freedom fighters. Good morning, ladies, gents, and gentle cats.
Aw.
It looks like, it looks like we're in for a ride this weekend. So buckle up and get ready to stay in, settle in, stay warm, and stay safe. That is Ultra Mega Joy dishwashing liquid.
Thanks, Joy.
And we'll have to we have to make up a game that we can play and report our findings on Monday. How many times the news says, batten down the hatches,
right?
Or what's the other one, Ken? Come on.
Oh no, we said it earlier. Even I don't remember.
Did you ever wonder what kind of Attorney General Matt Gaetz would have made, or why they really didn't want him there?
Yeah.
Well, he had some personal problems, I think, is why he didn't take it. But he may be a good candidate now.
When you say he had personal problems, was it the personal problems that they said he had?
Yes.
Or was it actually what he actually had?
No, I think it's what they said he had.
See, that's the problem.
Hunker down.
Hunker down.
Hunker down.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Count those.
Thank you.
I don't know. But he had a lot going on. And everybody was, mad at him and everything. And he was making trouble in the House of Representatives.
But if you remember, when Pete Hegseth was on the block, they were making up stuff about him as well.
Yeah.
But we just fought through that.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering who didn't fight through that to get him actually to become the AG. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. Paul Spool says it's another Red Friday. Remember, everyone deployed.
A little red, yeah.
A little bit.
I purposely wore the red hat today for that reason.
I got a little bit of red on my News Talk hoodie. Whew. Like my Navy chief son, Connor Spool is a Navy chief.
Thank you, Navy Chief.
Hoo-yah, Navy.
Hoo-yah, Navy.
She is. Bob Richards visited my elementary school. That was another cool thing about Bob.
He used to do it a lot.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
And that was back when, they don't even do this anymore. They would take your video, especially kids at school, and they'd say, 5, 1, right? It was such a big deal. And I remember when I first got here, you know me, Ken, I geek out about everything. I'm driving a Highway 40, and there's the News Channel 5 news truck to my left, and I went, 5, 1.
You did the hand signals.
He gave me a different finger back.
Really? Okay.
Good morning from Jared. Hi, Jared. Happy Friday, Vic Heads. That's from Kenny. Jane Pushkar says, put another way to college-age children. Here's your suitcase.
Oh, yeah.
Another way we didn't think of.
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right about that.
I think when you say to your kids, you'll always have a place here. Yeah. You'll always have a place here in case things go sideways. That encourages them to, I'm going to go out there and try and make it happen, and that's what happens.
Yeah. I've always said my kids can stay as long as they want. I've changed my mind. Good morning, 101 straight up. Beans Freedom Fighter says, my dad always talks about the 1982 thunder snow, and he said that was over 24 inches. Vicky says 1982 was the 24-inch snowfall. 78 was ice storms. We always had snow every year while growing up. They never canceled school, although our buses would end up in someone's front yard. What was your deal growing up? Did they just throw out snow days willy-nilly, or did you have to?
No. Melville, R9, and anybody who went there knows this back then. Never. I mean, C6, everywhere else around us, Lindbergh had to be out. Everybody's out. And then they'd say, oh, okay, Melville, you're out too. I mean, I've actually, I don't even want to go into this, 6 miles uphill in the snow. Bare feet.
Yep.
Yeah, we used to do that.
Uphill both ways. Grew up just south of Tampa. Most of my winters were spent in shorts and T-shirts. What a show off.
Yeah, showing off.
Except school days, we had a dress code, no shorts.
Oh.
Leftists lie, and their hive mind lemming followers buy it without question.
And we say that stuff, and the Vic Heads say that, but it's true. I mean, we're not talking about the everyday Democrats that possibly even listen to this show. But
Like who?
Well, some of them. But the leaders, I'm talking about the Democrats that are, their faces are on the screen all the time. They're on the microphones all the time. They lie. They lie about everything. They have nothing else. I mean, if they had something else to contribute to the American people, they'd probably talk about it, right, Vic?
Yeah.
But they don't. So what do they have to do? They have to make up stuff, and they lie.
If they had a brain cell, it would die from loneliness.
Liar! Liar! Liar!
Congressional hearings never solve anything. They only serve as political theater for the re-election campaigns. America wants to see these criminals indicted and jailed. We're only hearing about Minnesota because the thieving Somalian pirates are all screaming racist.
Yep.
And that's the narrative the left media wants to spread.
And we just can't fall for it, Vic.
No, we can't. We got to be smarter than that. Nobody hears legal immigrants crying about deportations. Only white leftist Karens and their bun-wearing boys.
Bun. Oh, the hair bun?
Yeah.
Boys. If I still had the hair that I had in the 80s, I wouldn't even do that. I would laugh.
Yep. Hi, y'all. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. No fair election.
No peace.
No fair tariffs.
No peace.
President, keep saying what we're all thinking and doing what we want you to do. Donald John Grover Cleveland Trump. Good morning, all you beautiful, mega, ultra-patriotic, deplorable, Garbagian, degenerate, freedom-fighting, God-fearing, Vic Head weirdos. Whoosh.
Whoosh.
I gave Ed Stoit a tardy slip.
Oh, okay.
Absent slip, actually. He was absent a couple days ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Him and Edna Stoit.
Oh, Edna.
Edna Stoit. It's Friday, weekend loading. Slow loading due to slush. What slush? Wait, what?
Nothing there yet.
Then don't say it in the chat box.
You're elevating his anxiety.
So bad. If the leftists weren't in control of public education, you got to see how he spelled all that.
No doubt.
For the last 45 freaking years, the free market would determine which guests these shows had on. Talking about late night comedy shows.
Yeah.
Those who watch them are too brain dead to know they are alternatives. That's by design via the NEA and AFT.
Hello, handsome. Is that a 10-gallon hat? Or are you just enjoying the show?
Tex, man. He even looks like a soy boy. Don Lemon's a total jerk. All right, we're all over the place here. So the late night shows, they used to be great, right? You always were on the couch ready to talk. I'm ready to listen to Johnny Carson.
Yeah.
Do his monologue. And Karnak. Remember he did Karnak?
Yep.
And Jay Leno was great.
I loved Conan O'Brien.
Conan was great. And now it's just become a left-wing cesspool. And I know you because, oh, Vic, you're a conservative. That's why you don't like them. No, I don't like them because they're not funny.
That's the main thing here. I mean, again, I'll say that when they used to make fun of Republicans and Democrats and they didn't discriminate with one or the other, I always thought it was funny.
Yeah.
But when they started with this whole leaning left thing, and it's not, and you've said this before, I think I actually got it from you. But watch at night on these late night shows, especially on Jimmy Kimmel, they don't laugh. They never laugh. Right. They always clap. They always, oh, that's right. You get him, Jimmy. Get him.
That's not laughing. That's applause. Two different things. So anyway, and it's funny now that the left-leaning late-night shows just happen to coincide with the left-leaning news, 24-hour news cycle that we live in now.
Right.
Okay, so what was next? He looks like a soy boy. Don't know who he's talking about there. Don Lemon, maybe? Dawn.
Yeah, Don.
Dawn Lemon.
Don Lemon.
She's Dawn.
Oh,
Want to watch a Dawn Lemon.
Dawn Lemon.
Makes him a lady.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I got it.
A little bit.
The Democrat-appointed federal magistrate judge refused to indict Lemon because he said there is not enough probable cause. So I asked Susie about this. There is a freedom of speech, of course, freedom of the press in this country. There's also a freedom of religion.
Yeah.
So when they clash, who wins? And Susie said the church wins, not the press.
Right, because a journalist's freedom of speech does not override anybody else's freedom of speech, First Amendment right.
Right. But does the... I don't want to get into it. They were all asked to leave. That's a trespass, isn't it? Okay, so now let's talk about it. The freedom of religion can't be surpassed by the freedom of the press. So is it safe to say that the freedom of the press cannot be usurped by freedom of religion? See what I mean?
Yeah. I think that I think the religion aspect of it, the freedom to practice religion in this country is kind of like a cornerstone of the country.
Right.
You know, and of course the First Amendment is too. But we've kind of eliminated yellow journalism and all this stuff these days. I don't understand how that all worked out.
Yeah.
But again, let's not fall for it. The journalism doesn't override everything.
Right. And if it wasn't, I think Don Lemon saved them because he was there. If he wasn't there, it just would have been a bunch of protesters, and you're not allowed to disrupt my freedom of religion.
If Don Lemon would have walked in after them and said, "Hi, Pastor, what's going on here?" and then give him the mic, that's journalism.
Right.
But he went in and he said, these people have a right to be here, and they're doing this, that, and the other, and it's because of this administration that's like Nazis. That's what he said. If you watch the videos, he's telling the pastor, "Isn't this horrible what they're doing?" And the pastor said, "All I know is I have my flock here," and essentially he said, "You need to leave, and I'm here to protect my flock. You need to go."
Yeah. Just thinking out loud, if I leave right now and drive straight through, I can be in Atlanta in 9 hours, Tampa in 18 hours. Tampa's going to be in the 80s this weekend. You show off. Joe says, "I knew I loved Ken for a reason. He's a fellow Melville R9 brother."
That's right.
He's 100% right about the snow call-offs, by the way. We never got days off.
Never, man. We used to get so angry. My mom... We'd have to, we'd get up extra early, of course, not during school, but when we thought we might be off, we got up extra early to watch the news because it scrolled, and if you missed it, you had to wait till it came back around.
Yeah, there was no technology then.
No,
right?
No.
On radio, you had to read snow closings. Is there more of a turnoff than
that
hearing
was some radio then?
So when I was at DHA in New Jersey, we used to do a thing where we would do the snow closings. It was stereo. In the left channel would be the snow closing, and the right channel would be the music.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So this way, if you didn't want to hear the snow closing, just turn your stereo thing all the way to the right. I mean, it'll be a mono, but it'll be the
well,
yeah,
it'll be the music. But it's better than
They were very innovative, that station, I got to say.
That's really cool. Because we used to pan songs that would pan. They would actually record the song to pan for the guitar, the drums, something like that. Then they found out though that if you had a stereo that one part of your speakers were out,
right,
you wouldn't hear it ever.
Right. So I mean, that station also was the first rock station to play a CD. They before CDs, they used to play music from, when you watch MTV and you watch the videos were on VHS tape.
Yeah.
We'd play it from the VHS tape instead of the records.
What about the cart? They had those commercial carts?
Yeah, but that was not this.
Okay.
That we did put music on cars, but Bob Linder, the guy who owned the station, said it sounded better if you played the VHS. Plus, we got to watch the video and see what images, what story the song told.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, it really was. It really was cool. All right. Let's take. Oh, what do we do here?
Well, are we done?
We just go to commercials, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. Let's go to commercials. Come right back on 101.9 and 94.1. News Talk STL. All right. Rick Derringer.
Whoosh.
Stream the Vic Porcelli Show at NewstalkSTL. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Over here, dear.
On NewstalkSTL.
All right. Connor Roofing. They get to get a day off, I guess, or a weekend off with all the snow, I guess.
Yeah, I'm going to have to, I'm working with them right now, and we were scheduled for the 26th, and I don't think that's going to work. But we'll have to talk to him about it, and I'm sure he'll be flexible.
Yeah.
So
snow is heavy, in case you didn't know, and it could damage your roof, right? So if you're leaking or whatever, that's when you really got to get on the horn or get on the internet and call Kathy and Rob Connor, because they will make a plan for you. There's a great story. One of our listeners, I believe her name is Jackie, in the middle of the night, she's like, oh, my God, look at this leak. She calls Connor Roofing thinking she's going to get a, voicemail, and Rob comes out at 1 o'clock in the morning to see what was going on and do a temporary fix until they could do the permanent fix. So then when they're done, they'll call you and say, hey, how'd we do? They'll say, hey, good to see you. How'd we do? And you tell them how they did, okay? And be honest. It's ConnorRoofing.com, CONNER roofing.com.
I really like all the things you're saying.
News, analysis, opinion.
Thank you very, very much.
News Talk STL.
Hi, this is Mark Harder with RE/MAX Results, the region's largest RE/MAX real estate brokerage. It is cold outside, but the real estate market is hot. This is a great time to buy or sell a home. Interest rates are also declining, which gives you more buying power. Someday is not a day on the calendar, but today is. Call me at 314-852-8933 for a free custom home buying plan. 314-852-8933.
1 in 4 women will have an abortion before the age of 45 in this country. That's the tragedy we must work to stop. Mike Ferguson from The Morning Show here, and that is why Reach Reproductive Health is here, to empower parents to save the lives of innocent children and to see these families come to Christ. And you can be a part of saving and changing lives. So pray and visit outreachforlife.org to learn more, volunteer, and donate. That's outreachforlife.org.
Life's legal challenges deserve experienced representation. For over 15 years, Cole Combs Attorney at Law has been serving St. Charles and surrounding counties with comprehensive legal expertise. From tax preparation and estate planning to family law and criminal defense, Cole delivers personalized solutions for your unique situation. You have traffic tickets, need a business formation, real estate matters, one call will handle it all. Cole O. Combs Attorney at Law. Call 636-949-0010 extension 3 today, or visit colecombs-law.com.
If you have a phone, you have a radio.
Download the all-new News Talk STL app.
Love the all-new News Talk STL app.
On my way to work in the morning.
Usually I'm in the car.
I listen on the app in my car every morning going to work.
Download the News Talk STL app and listen anytime, anywhere. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show. Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
It's Friday.
All right, Friday. I've never not looked forward to a weekend before this upcoming weekend. Foot of snow. Really? Guitar. Make it easy to move your feet. All right, we ready, Kenny? I can do this all day. I'm going a little louder. So let the dance and just wanna. No idea what he's saying right there. I just say what he's saying.
Brought to you by Johnson Heating and Cooling, making homes comfortable all year round. 636-332-4141.
It's America's favorite game show, The Wheel of Audio Clips. Here's the host of Wheel of Audio Clips, Vic Porcelli.
Thank you, Jim Modular. Thank you so much. Studio audience! Whoa, they came out. Even though the snow's coming, they came out.
I don't think they're as afraid of the snow as you are, Vic. They're okay.
Guess not. So we hear a lot of clips all week. Ken does a great job getting all these audio clips that we play all week. And then we take all the clips that we've heard, put them on the wheel, and then we spin the wheel, and wherever the wheel stops, that's the clip we play. Kenny, are you ready to spin that wheel?
I'm ready.
Well, let's spin it. Go. All right, let's see here. Oh, it's Big Mouth. Big Mouth William Kelly, who thinks he's such a tough guy, right? And he's challenging Attorney General Pam Bondi.
Yesterday, I went into a church with Nakima Armstrong and I protested these white supremacists. The pastor of the church is a f***ing ICE leader in the city.
As you can see, all these pretend Christians, all these comfortable white people who are living lavish, comfortable lives while children are dragged into concentration camps.
So you know, Pam Bondi, you want to come and arrest me? You want to come and give me charges? So be it.
Where are the concentration camps, do you know?
I didn't see any. I looked up. I tried to find it. I asked all the different AI, platforms, and nobody could find one.
Yeah.
And the thing about this guy, he must be getting paid really, really well, because that's all he does. This guy, I've seen him at so many different protests, and he's so far out there. I'm sure Soros or one of those people are like, hey, you got to keep him. He's really good. He's a great agitator.
So can I ask a question to the women of the audience?
Yeah.
Would you want to kiss that face? Honestly. We talked probably all spit in it and oatmeal from breakfast. And
and the clothes he was wearing. It was just like he looked very disheveled.
He looks like he smells.
He does. He does.
He may.
And I think I smelled him through the TV.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, spin the wheel. Let's do another one here. Boy, it's been a quick week.
Yeah.
Well, it was only a 4-day week for you and me, so.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
I was wondering about that.
I was wondering about that. Okay, Treasury Secretary.
I love him.
Scott Bessent. I love Scott Bessent roasting Gavin Newsom at Davos.
I was told he was asked to give a speech on his signature policies, but he's not speaking because what have his economic policies brought? Outward migration from California, a gigantic budget deficit, the largest homeless population in America, and the poor folks in the Palisades who had their homes burned down. He is here hobnobbing with the global elite while his California citizens are still homeless.
And is he lying about any of that, Vic?
No. And there's, I don't know if it was that particular audio clip, but there was another one that I saw where he was, ripping up Gavin Newsom, and then he said, if you need any clarification on this, you can ask me some questions later.
Right?
Yeah.
And then Gavin Newsom, he was at Davos with Alex Soros.
Yeah.
And there were some great memes on that.
You know what? They got Soros. We got
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. I mean, so let's go. Right?
I get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go. Get going.
Well, I think the problem with what I'm talking about is Soros does these things to destroy the country.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Elon Musk wants to help the country.
Correct.
Why would you want to
huge difference there.
Destroy the country? And isn't he married to Alma Ubedin?
I think, yeah. I know that they have a relationship of some sort, and she's one of the originators of destruction of this nation through Hillary Clinton.
She used to work for Hillary. Surprised she's alive. Oh, look where it landed on.
She's kept quiet.
It's landed on Caroline Leavitt, threatening CBS News over the Trump interview.
He went right at Ellen.
So the left was putting this out, Vic, saying, "Oh, see what she does? She's an authoritarian. She's saying I'm going to sue your ass if you do whatever." Well, all she wanted them to do is play the clip in its entirety.
Mm-hmm. And that's fair.
Yeah.
Want to do an interview? We'll do an interview. You're not going to be able to edit it. Is that okay? I mean, how many guests say that? Right?
Right.
I'm sure that CBS edits it in favor of somebody like, oh, I don't know, Kamala Harris.
You think?
Yeah. Okay, spin the wheel. Do a couple of more. All right. I still don't understand why only in Minnesota is it a problem, the ICE officers. Oh, my goodness. Speaking of, what are you laughing at?
We landed right there.
Right there. ICE agent rolls up on a car and says, hey, I'm trying to arrest a scumbag here.
We're here to arrest a child sex offender.
I was close.
Yeah.
And you guys are out here honking.
No, we're press.
We're press.
We're not
That
honking.
vehicle right there is honking and impeding our investigations while we're trying to arrest a child sex offender. That's who you guys are protecting. Insane.
Were they not the press?
No, they were press. But the way they said it was, oh, no, hey, shut up, because we're press.
Right.
We're press. That makes it worse, I think.
Right.
Because they're promoting something that someone else is doing in a negative fashion, in a positive fashion, and it's putting people in danger.
And I think the freedom of the press and the abuse of your power in the press are two different things.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
No, we're press.
Oh, excuse me, press. Let's spin the wheel. Let's get out of here. I didn't hear from the Grasser grandson today. What's the problem?
Well, it's going to snow, and he had to get things prepared for Grandpa.
Got it. So, here we go. The New York Giants. All hail the New York Giants. The New York Giants have a new head coach, John Harbaugh, and guess who he thanked? Donald John Grover Cleveland Trump.
Jackson Thompson, Fox News. Welcome. Hey, Jackson. Several days before you were hired, President Trump put out a post advocating for you to become the next head coach of the Giants. How does it feel knowing the President of the United States has endorsed you for the job you're about to undertake?
It feels really great, and I'll tell you, I also noticed on that post that he said, and John, take the job. But it's cool, and it's sports. It's sports.
You could tell that he was just wanting to stick to the sports aspect of it and didn't want to get into the politics of everything.
Yeah, because you want to know the truth? Who knows? Maybe he doesn't even follow politics.
Right.
I mean, Steve Kerr, he's an NBA coach.
Yeah.
He talks to the NBA audience like they're all in tune with what's going on in the news.
Right.
And all they care about is put the ball in the hole.
Exactly right.
All right. That's all the time we have for you. Wheel of audio clips. This is Vic Porcelli saying, help control the liberal population. Have your liberal spayed or neutered. Goodbye, everybody. Okay. Plan A, Kimberly from LA Juicy Seafood. Plan B, J.D. Vance at the March for Life.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
That's fair.
All right. Something's coming up next for sure. Oh, yeah. Get out. Dance to the music. Cynthia. That's Cynthia.
Is it?
Yep. On 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
It's Friday.
Whoosh. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
When people are vaccinated, they can feel safe that they are not going to get infected. But they're really criticizing science because I represent science.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
On the next
Larry Connors, USA.
Today's story behind the story, when the U.S. Army targeted St. Louisans with a toxic chemical.
Larry Connors, USA. Now, weeknights 6 until 8 on News Talk STL.
I'm Dr. TJ, owner of the Institute of Natural Health, co-owner of Optimal Nutraceuticals, and the host of Wellness One. Wellness One is designed to cut through the nonsense and provide you common sense science-based information regarding health and wellness. On the show, we discuss topics like thyroid health, gut health, hormone optimization, and many others. Our show airs Saturdays at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. and Sundays at 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. right here on NewstalkSTL. And you can visit us at inhstl.com. That's inhstl.com.
When you're approaching retirement, there are a lot of questions to answer. Do you have enough money to fund your income for life? How should you claim Social Security? And what's your plan for health care and long-term care? Hi, I'm Eric Robert, Director of Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel and host of On the Money Saturday mornings at 9 on NewstalkSTL 1019. Don't leave your retirement to chance. It's crucial to understand and address relevant risks before you retire. Our team can help you get organized, guide you through critical retirement decisions, and create an investment portfolio designed around your needs. To schedule your free retirement plan consultation, go to clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com. Or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member SIPC and NYSE.
Concerned about the condition of your windows driving up your energy bills? I was too. It's only called STL Windows and Doors. Call today for your free in-home estimate and start saving tomorrow. 314-277-5952 or stlwindowsanddoors.com.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Be cool, honey bunny. Be cool.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
All right. We got to squeeze in as much as we can here, Ken Williams.
Yes, sir.
We have Kimberly Jones on the way. She'll be here from the LA Juicy Seafood. Can't wait to see her. And also, Vice President J.D. Vance is at the March for Life in Washington, D.C. Let's hear some of his comments from moments ago. Mr. Vice President. J.D. Oh, the girls are screaming for him.
Now, you all know this very well, that building a culture of life requires persuasion. And that's what's so different about this moment compared to the moment that was dominated by the Supreme Court for 50 years. We're not trying to argue to the Supreme Court anymore. We're trying to argue to our fellow citizens that we must build up that culture of life. And as you know, that effort is going to take a lot of time, it's going to take a lot of energy, and it's going to take a little bit of money. And that's why we're here, because you know that. We're marching for life because we want our wonderful fellow Americans, even if they don't disagree with us, to know that life is worthy, it is worthy of protection, and that is why we march today. So let me tell you something very simple. That under this administration, again, from the President of the United States, the Vice President, you have an ally in the White House. Now, some of our work over the last year has been very straightforward and very easy. We started by undoing the evils we saw under the previous administration. Like, for example, throwing priests and grandmothers in prison for praying outside a clinic. That's over. We stopped it. Where the previous administration mandated taxpayer funding for abortions, including travel costs across the entire government, this administration ended it. And over the past year, we built steadily upon the victories of the president's first term. We have secured religious freedom in the United States of America once again. That was important. We have ended the censorship of Christians, Jews, and other Americans of faith who are punished simply for following their faith in public life. We have expanded conscience protections for healthcare workers and defended faith-based foster care and adoption. We gutted Biden-era rules and ensured that no nun, no nurse, No pharmacist and no physician has to check their faith and their values at the door of their workplace. And under the last administration, under President Biden and congressional Democrats, the power of government, we know, was marshaled against us, against our faith, against our families, and most importantly, against the most vulnerable. That stopped with the Trump administration, and it is not coming back.
That is Vice President J.D. Vance at the March for Life from Washington, D.C. I think President Trump has proven that he is the life president, right? The right to life president.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's talk to Kimberly Jones from the L.A. Juicy Seafood. I have a question, and if I don't hit this, if I'm wrong, you can laugh at me. Or L.A. stand for Louisiana?
Yes.
Nailed it!
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
He loves to hear that.
Where is the L.A. Juicy Seafood?
We have 3 locations.
3?
We do. Our first one was in Paducah, Kentucky. And then our second one is in Florissant, Ferguson area. They do to-go and self-serve. And then we have our third one that's in O'Fallon.
That's
off
a sit
Highway
down,
K. Yep.
relax.
Yeah, we have a full bar. We do
cocktails.
full service. Yes.
So Louisiana seafood, I don't think anybody can argue with Louisiana seafood. Do you guys really have fried clams?
We do.
Oh, my goodness.
We even have fried oysters.
Okay.
So we have raw, steamed, and fried.
You know, oysters. You know what they say is about oysters?
What's that?
Aphrodisiac.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I love fried oysters, man. Oh.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
Fried oysters or fried clams?
I mean clams, I'm sorry.
I knew it. I can read his mind.
Oysters I love just out of the shell. And I know it's,
I'm going to pass on the oysters, but I'll have plenty of fried clams.
And we have the boiled clams, too.
Oh.
Yeah.
So let's run through. What are some of the things we have? What will make us feel like we're in Louisiana?
Yeah.
Oh, our seasonings. Our seasonings, I feel like, is what sets us apart from all the other seafood boils in the area. Because you get to flavor your butter instead of having it just on the side plain or just a dry rub over the top of your seafood. So you can get it with Cajun powder, lemon pepper, garlic butter. You can mix 2 of them, or our special, our house special, the juicy special, is all 3 of them together.
Wow.
But then we have a not spicy Cajun, so
Bah.
even little guys can have it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then
that
you
makes
can
sense.
choose how spicy.
Yeah.
So anywhere from not spicy, mild, medium hot, or extra hot if you really want to try that.
Yeah, how hot is extra hot?
It's pretty hot.
Is it?
We get it from Korea, so it's got a tax on
Those
it.
Koreans, they're hot. What were you
They're
going to say?
hot. No, I was going to say they think about the whole family.
Yeah.
That's great that they do that.
I don't think about my family. I think about me.
Me.
I like it spicy. If you don't like it spicy, get out of here. So where is the O'Fallon location?
We're right next to IHOP on Highway K.
I love Highway K. You know why? 2 Dunkin' Donuts.
Right? And a Baskin Robbins.
Well, yeah, they're both together. Baskin
Yeah.
Robbins and Dunkin' Donuts.
So you tell me you want
together.
them to warm up a donut and put your ice cream on top?
Never thought of that.
Killing me. That's on one side, and then the other side there's a freestanding Dunkin' Donuts. But I do love O'Fallon, just a great area. So how did you become such an? You look so young. How did you become such an expert in spicy food?
Oh, I don't know. I've been with them forever. I feel like I live there. So I was looking for a second job. They were looking for a bartender 4 years ago. So I came as a second job, and they needed help opening their bar and like what to buy and things of that sort. So when they lifted those COVID restrictions, that's when we switched it all to full service dining, started the bar, and I've just been there ever since.
So Kimberly, basically, they saw your talents and said, well, listen, you don't need a second job. You need to come here and you need to help us out.
Well, our old owner, she was no longer there. So we did have management change, and then they brought me back, and then they were like, here, Kimberly.
Yay.
Now I'm here.
Isn't that a great feeling?
Yeah.
Right? When you leave and say, hey, come on back.
Mm-hmm.
That never happens to me. Happened to my
No,
wife.
on radio, you just get fired.
Yeah. and you're never heard from again.
Oh, no.
They'd take you out back and shoot you.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't know that?
No.
Huh. We've been lucky so far.
That's why you have so many trash cans back there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Is that why?
That's why.
Oh, my God.
She just discovered it.
Holy cow. But that's a great feeling. That's a great feeling to know that what you were doing is right. So let's talk about the COVID restrictions. You're up in St. Charles County, which is Freedom County. How did the COVID restrictions even look? Because I'm sure not as much as it looked in St. Louis County, right?
I guess because we can do ours to go. A majority of ours was all to go.
Oh.
It used to be a Chinese buffet there beforehand that didn't make it through.
Oh.
So we came in and we can do all of our boils to go. So we actually have more to go orders than we do dine-in.
Still?
So, yeah.
Wow.
So if our dine-in is busy, imagine what the back looks like.
I can only imagine. I can
But we're
only
like
imagine.
on DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber, all
Yeah,
of those.
that's great.
Have an option for online dining or online carry-out as well. So
What's the web address?
LAJuicySeafoodMO.com.
Oh, okay.
I've never really known what it looks like back there until Gordon Ramsay came along, and showed us restaurants. I mean, there are some restaurants that just don't have it going on at all, and he tells them about it. But just all the okay, I need 2 of these, 3 of these. The tickets are hanging. You pull it down. Is that how yours looks when it's busy in and takeout?
Yes, but no. What's cool is we have iPads, so ours automatically prints to the kitchen, so we don't have to write it down and take it back and make sure anything is.
So there's an iPad in the kitchen too?
Yeah.
And you have one up front?
Yep.
That's great.
And then it just prints a ticket. And then we have watches that beep when our food's ready.
Oh,
to go
stop
pick it up.
it.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So, LA Juicy Seafood, let's talk a little more about the menu. Is there anything? I'm going to be a total dork now. Is that okay?
Of course.
Permission?
Dork away.
Be a total dork. Is there anything that has cayenne pepper in it?
Yes. Once you get into medium, hot, and extra hot.
Paul Perdone, remember Paul Perdone on TV?
Yeah.
My specialty, cayenne pepper. Do you play Dr. John's music in the restaurant?
No.
I can be your music
Advisor.
Advisor.
Okay.
If you like. Dr. John was from New Orleans.
Now, Kimberly, I'm kind of a wuss when it comes to spices, not by choice, because of people have conditions and they can't have a lot of spices sometimes. You have a lot of options for that, right?
We do.
Okay.
We also, anything allergy related, if you let us know, depending on how severe the allergy is, we can boil the seafood in a separate pot so that it's not mixed.
How about that?
Yeah.
We can also substitute, instead of doing butter, we can just do water for people who can't have dairy or have an issue with butter.
Can we talk about butter for a minute?
Yes.
I love butter.
I just love. Seriously, man, I love cooking with it. Everything.
Yes.
That's another thing on the Gordon Ramsay shows when they take the spoon and they spoon the butter onto the steak, right?
Don't burn it.
Yeah, don't burn it.
Yes.
So, can we talk about lobster?
Mm-hmm.
I love lobster.
I brought some for you.
Did you really?
I did.
She's hitting on me, right?
Right.
I'm a married man. You cut it out.
Young lady.
But, lobster is either done right or not right. It looks like such an easy thing, but explain the differences, the fine differences, and how you can screw up lobster or cook it perfectly like it is at LA Juicy Seafood.
Well, most places, I think they just steam it or they grill it, where ours is boiled. So instead of having just fryers with baskets, we actually have a boiler with baskets. So we don't even have a grill. Those are the only 2 options we have, and a little air fryer for maybe garlic bread.
And what are the lobster options?
Basically, it's the boil. Oh, but then we do have a sandwich. So you can get like a lobster poor boy.
Lobster poor boy.
And you can choose how spicy you want that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll come with like lettuce, cheese, tomato, things like that.
What if you just want it with nothing?
You can get nothing, and you can pick our sauce on the side if you want.
Extra butter.
There you go. And you can just spoon it over the top.
Yeah. So what else? Sandwich? What else?
Sandwiches. Those are the 2 options for lobster.
Well, I missed one. Sandwich.
And our seafood boil.
A seafood boil.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have to get everything else, too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with everything
Corn and
else.
potatoes.
Corn and potatoes.
Or broccoli.
Do you guys just throw it on the table?
No,
Okay.
we can't do that here.
Have you ever seen that, though?
I have.
You ever seen that, Ken?
But they do dry seasonings. Ours isn't. So it would all soak in. You want that butter.
Butter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a funny sketch yesterday. Ladies coming in. It was a British sketch. Ladies coming into Britain from Denmark or something like that. And the guy says, "Oh, what's this?" Because there's restrictions. You can't bring any dairy products into the country. "What's this?" She goes, "I can't believe it's not butter." I'm not going to get arrested. Well, no, ma'am, because it's not butter.
It's not butter.
I can't believe it's not butter. And what's this? I can't believe it's not heroin. Come right this way. You're fine. You're fine.
Okay. It's not heroin.
It was. I can't believe it's not heroin. It's not heroin. I can't believe it's not heroin. So, what are the hours we can go to?
Yeah.
I have another question about DoorDash and stuff. But what are the hours?
Okay, so we are open every single day of the year except for Thanksgiving. And
Christmas, you're open?
Yeah.
Right.
Bring on the family. Yep. So we do our 11:30 to 12. We start our to-goes, and then our carry-out. Dine-in starts at 12, and then we stop dine-in at 9:30 at night, and then to-goes till 10, and then on Friday and Saturday is 11 p.m.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what is that website address again?
LA Juicy Seafood, MO.com.
I'm sorry, I was distracted there. I wondered, so we do a lot of DoorDash and Uber Eats and stuff like that. What's your range of where you can get your stuff delivered through DoorDash or Uber Eats?
I want to say anywhere in the area. I know that Uber and Grubhub does long distance. So we've had some people where they've went all the way out to Chesterfield from ours.
So just as a business thing, are those Grubhubs and DoorDash, are they beneficial to you or is it just a pain in the ass?
Well, it's beneficial, obviously, because we want everybody to enjoy our food. However, the only issue is if there is ever an issue, a lot of customers will get upset. But when they call, all of those payments go through those specific delivery options.
Yeah.
So
my wife will, if she doesn't like something, she'll call you, and the first thing she'll say is, "I'm not asking for anything for free. I just want to say you might just want to check up on this the next time." And she's one who will call and say, "Your place is great." Does anybody do that?
Yes.
We need people like that.
Love that.
When you're sweating in the kitchen there, and making sure all the orders are right. Move right up to that microphone, young lady.
This is Lynn.
You gave me two choices of your name, and I forgot them both. What?
So my name is Peyton, but at LA Juicy I go by Lynn.
Why is that? Are you under surveillance by the FBI?
No, we have two Peytons that work there.
Ah.
So whenever I create my own regulars and things like that, it's easier for me to just go by Lynn. They're like, that's who I like.
Is it your middle name or something?
Yeah, that is my middle name.
So Peyton Lynn. That's a pretty name.
Thank you.
And what do you think about this whole LA Juicy Seafood?
I definitely love the place. It's a great working environment. I love just being there in general. 9 times out of 10, even whenever I'm not working, I'm at LA Juicy doing something or just hanging out just simply because I don't want to be in my bed all the time.
Let me tell you. Can I tell you something? This is between you. Don't tell anybody else. Just you and me. They thought enough of you to come and present this place to us and to the public. So that's good.
Yeah.
Right? Am I right, Kimberly?
I think so. I agree.
She's a good worker.
I can't wait for you to try it. She's amazing.
And I have family members who are in the restaurant industry, and it's very important. I mean, you create loyalty by taking care of your employees, and I think what Lynn's saying here is that you do the job. You do it for them.
You look forward to being there.
Yeah, definitely.
And that exudes a good atmosphere for the diners.
Absolutely.
Nobody wants a bitch coming to ask.
No,
you what you
literally.
like.
We really do feel like family. I think, and we treat our
that's-
customers the same way. So
Okay. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you. I promise I'm going to go in and dig into some lobster there.
Yes.
Come back and visit us again. Food or no food, we'll be glad to have you. Okay.
Oh yeah,
thank you so
absolutely.
much for having us. We
Yeah.
appreciate it.
All right. Meanwhile, thank you for having the record player on at night to listen to us this morning.
Make sure you have the record player on at night.
Don't know what he meant by that at all.
I have no idea.
Okay. So listen, all I got to do is get home, and then not leave the house until maybe Monday morning. Ken,
Right.
I'm telling you, if it's bad, you are not going to see me.
Well, we'll see you either way.
Okay. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Kenny.
Bye, everybody.
All right. See you Monday. Or not.
come the weekend. Here come the weekend. My working week's so tough, I think I've had enough until the weekend. Here come the weekend. Here come the weekend. Here come the weekend.
I'm Missouri Attorney General Catherine Hanaway. When severe weather hits, scammers often follow. They may pose as charities, jack up prices on essentials, or offer fraudulent home repairs. I'm committed to protecting Missourians from those scams. If you've been targeted or suspect price gouging, report it to our office at 800-392-8222 or online at ago.mo.gov.
Paid for by the Missouri Attorney General's Office.
Chris Cooper here, Serenity Wealth Management. Make sure to tune in this Sunday right here on News Talk STL for the Serenity Wealth Now show. We are featuring special guest Adam Gable of Red Zone Technologies. We're going to spend a little time talking about cybersecurity and data protection in today's fast-paced world. So tune in, make sure you understand what data scams exist out there and how to protect you and your loved ones and your data. Tune in right here Sunday morning, 9 a.m., News Talk STL, or on Serenity Wealth Now's social media outlets.
Investment advice offered through Fortis Capital Advisors, LLC.
KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Bellefontaine, KNBS Bowling Green.
This is News Talk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at NewsTalkSTL.com.
I make this pledge to you today. I will never, ever ride a bicycle.
Breaking news at Town Hall. I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Much of the nation is bracing for the impact of a dire winter storm.
Severe weather is about to hit much of the United States. National Weather Service meteorologist Frank Pereira says heavy snow is expected to cover the southern Rockies and Plains through the mid-Atlantic and into the Northeast.
We're looking at widespread snowfall totals of 6 inches to upwards of a foot or more in some places.
And for parts of the southern U.S., ice.
We're looking at ice accumulations that will likely exceed a quarter inch in many areas, up to perhaps even 1 inch.
Forecasters say the damage from this storm, especially areas pounded by ice, could rival a hurricane. I'm Donna Warder.
President Trump's announced framework for a plan to control Greenland is being held by a member of the House Committee on Foreign Affairs. On the Salem News program this week on Capitol Hill, Texas Congressman Keith Self addressed the Greenland issue with host Tony Perkins.
Is this going to be a part of the missile defense system there in Greenland?
Undoubtedly, because that's the northern route, the Arctic route that the missiles will come. So you're going to have an expansive road, because we say it's based on Iron Dome, but Iron Dome is a very short-range missile that Israel developed with us. Golden Dome is going to have to be much higher, much longer range, with a much wider reach. So that's why Greenland is so important.
Congressman Self's complete interview will air when This Week on Capitol Hill's broadcast starting at 10 a.m. Eastern.